alliterative.
For the what? For the what?
Battle for the Bulge. It's I think a World War II battle.
Yeah, it was like the
Oh, okay.
big
My mind went somewhere else.
last end fight, I think.
Marvelous. Point is, you've taken the bridge. There's of course no telling how long it will take for everyone over in that camp. Just a short distance for me to realize that something is amuck. You know, with all the fire, the half burnt down tent camp, the dragon that made a bunch of noise. Let's just put it like this: you have no idea how much time you have.
Just blow them up with the bombs that we made last time.
Oh yeah,
Love that for us.
that big, it's just DC-30 bomb. All right, so how much bomb do you want to be in this bomb? Well, a lot. Of course. Let me just grab this and look.
Let's just first be sure that we're on the side of Drellin's Fair before we blow it up, so we don't end up on the top part.
Listen, your GM has to be a
It would be that dumb.
your GM has to be a real Farfiglugen for that to go that way. Let's take a look.
We had one of those. I had one of those.
The thing that I'm most interested in is how tough is it actually to break this? Well, let's see. If you wanted to directly destroy the bridge, hardness 8, although it's probably less because this is 270 hit points. Or if you somehow have a strength modifier of at least 25, you can break it by force.
Monastery?
That's hilarious.
No, I'm not that strong.
However, it's also possible to achieve a similar objective by just blowing up part of the tower and having it crumble down on top of it. That's likely to take the whole bridge down with it. It's not that big. The towers are wider.
Delicious.
But does it have like support, not beams, but support thingies, like triangle thingies on the bottom side of the cliff?
It has an arch, yes, but that probably won't help because it looks like part of the arch is fixed to the ground through the guard towers. So once the towers start tumbling, the whole counterweight system goes hacky, and then several tons of stone falls on top of the bridge.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, you have another guard tower you can use for it.
Well,
then we have
love
the
that for
bombs
us.
galore here with us, so bombs away.
And we have a giant that can chuck rocks.
That
Why
too.
doesn't it- What's his strength modifier of the giant?
Not 25.
Oh. Even with mutation potions that Eevee can make?
Nah. I mean, I don't know what the break DC actually is in 2E. There's probably a cool chart somewhere I could look up that's like, oh man. Is that even a thing nowadays? There used to be a thing for this, material statistics. Break DC, no, it's just hit points. Well, it wouldn't be nearly as hard to deal with, but still, something to consider. Okay, hardness 14. And then have, oof. Well, luckily for you, throwing a big stone on top of a big stone is all you need for siege tactics.
Love that for us.
You light up a charge and watch the bridge collapse under the weight. Victorious, and also big, loud noise, huge smoke cloud from all the stone getting knocked around. What a sight. What a sight. So what next?
I never thought I was gonna see that happen.
Anyone who's down there
Okay.
is probably going to get killed by the debris that's going to wash with them.
Oh my god. John's Fair is gonna get corpses and corpses. If it's going that way with the river.
Oh yeah, Dragellon Ferries is definitely downriver.
They're just having floating hobgoblins.
I mean, they probably wash
I think
ashore, or some fish or
Yeah.
predator eats them.
And to be fair, we
Hope-
did send those few corpses down the river already as appetizers, so it's not gonna be a surprise to anybody.
There must be more hiders in the water as well.
Also, most of them were dead on impact, so they're not going to put up a fight.
Okay, so we're going to John's Ferry first, right? Then
Yeah.
Rest or Tormest. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, that was the main plan.
You're going to ask around town, see what's up. Marvelous. Well, with this taken care of, in the distance, I presume you can see like the dots of some scouts peeking up over the hill. The entire bridge, nothing but ash. Marvelous. It'll take you a day or two to make your way back to Drellin's Ferry. Also, oh no, actually, if you wanted to really march on it, you could do it in a day.
Hell yeah.
Does my forest lore help us move faster?
No, I think there's like specific feats for that.
Oh,
Yes.
that's true.
Also, the dryer's going. Give me a moment. I gotta turn it off, or else it's gonna be beeping every 5 minutes.
BP.
Probably should do the march. Just to get ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are trying to outpace an army here.
Yeah. And maybe getting the town a heads up is also
I
morally
know
okay.
that monastery wants to go deal with the ghosts first. What's wrong with me? But also at the same time, I don't have a way of attacking the ghosts.
I do have something that I can give you. I can bestow upon you.
You can bestow
if you
upon me a
want.
ghost blade.
Let me just let me get lost in the interface for a hot second.
Don't forget
It's
to
been
bring a
like-
map.
Hello. So I can whip you up, my good rock. One of these ones.
Oh, bottomist.
I mean, that doesn't really help them attack it.
Like it's something, you know. It's
It
something.
is something, but I still don't have a way of attacking ghosts. I think.
You have to figure something
Can we
out.
Sneak past.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
need
do
a-
it. We'll do it.
Marvelous.
I'm gonna go look for some enchanter in Drellin's Ferry in
Do
hopes
it.
of finding it.
Anyway, it's late by the time you reach Drellin's Ferry. Very, very late. Actually, you arrived here, I think, in the afternoon-ish, didn't you? No, wait.
It's morning.
Yeah, you stuck it out. Okay, cool. Handsome. Making your way over to Drellin's Ferry. Actually, I'm pretty sure that last time you woke up, met your new friend, went over to the bridge, took care of it, so it's afternoon by the time that happens, so...
We did it.
So
Move
it's the next
fast.
day. It's a day later. Let me add one to the bad things are happening counter. Because guess what? There's an army on the move.
That's kind of why we were hurrying.
Don't forget your hero points from this session. Or do we get it after the session?
You get it at the start of the session. In the nebulous in-between time, as I often say, because sometimes I have people who do stuff in between sessions. I'm like, yeah, sure, you can spend your next session 0 point now if you really want to. You roll your way back to Drellin's Ferry, saying goodbye to your giant friend who's like, yeah, I don't want to go to town. I'm not that kind of person. But I'll teach
Thanks for
those
all the
boys a
help."
lesson when I can.
Does anyone of you guys know what can I do with this skin of a dragon? Is there someone who can deal with that here?
Didn't you already find someone who could deal with that for you?
Yeah. That I'm getting.
It wasn't me. It was Nagu.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. We've got a guy making like something out of dragon skin for us already. So
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
We can take this to him then as well.
Yeah.
in a moment, the Drellin's Ferry map's gonna load up.
To be honest, I don't need the thing that the green scales give me, but somebody else could use it because I already have a kind of a resistance to poison.
It's night by the time you get back, so you have all the time in the world to think about your things. It's only thanks to Yuri you managed to get into town, since the guards are very antsy about people coming in at night. They can't see you too good. Makes you all the more suspicious. Then, of course, once you stretch... Ooh, let's give it another... Ooh, there you go, nice stretch. In the morning, you are almost immediately greeted by guess who? It's the guy who I want to say owns this town, but that's like a really wrong interpretation. It's the town speaker.
Hey.
We were gonna
Hello.
go
The
to
boy-
the meet-
And
That
planning on
boy
going
whose
and
name
meeting
we
with them as
forgot.
soon as-
There's something
as morning.
I forgot to extract that I need to take care of right now. It's important in a moment. How could
so
I forget?
Rock.
I'm a big fat dummy.
Oh my god, my choice.
Throw me down the hill.
I
Do it.
don't like to do that.
Throw me
No.
down the hill.
No.
I don't know why.
No throwing.
No, I want to copy this picture, thank you. Why is it a hand tool? Selection, thank you. Cool. Marvelous. In the morning, as I mentioned, the first thing that happens is that you are woken up by the town speaker. And I need to pull up the Drellin Ferry sheet because I forgot what he was. I think he was a cool raptor boy. He was pretty neat for what it was worth. Oh boy. Oh. Oh man, it's been so long.
Whatever he was, we don't know what his name is.
Yeah, Rock is gonna greet him like, "Hello, I'm Rock Safur."
You forgot his name. That was great.
Safur. What was your name?
Considering that you are a bandit who lives in the nearby woods, he might, like, vaguely know your name? Ah, yes, here we go. Noro Whiston. Indeed, a raptor man. And the fine guard, a big buckle
Are
lady.
there any wanted posters in the town?
He is.
Asking for a friend.
Rock seeing himself on a picture. That's not me. I'm
So,
stealing from Tangled at this point.
also with him are some other people who you might have seen from the corner of your eye when you were just running through town at breakneck speed, uninterested in literally anyone who lives there. So, also with him are who? Let me just cross-reference this. We got Mr. Delora Zan, who was at the livery stable, but whoever hires a horse to travel faster across land, whoever considers going faster, all you need is a horse. It's not that it's expensive. No one ever
Through
thinks about that one.
woods?
It's like, oh no, I'm gonna get these magic expensive boots for overland travel instead of a horse that everyone has used in all of history. You know, the sensible thing. I don't get why so many people, like every game, no one ever buys a horse. No one's ever like, what's the faster way to get to places? A horse? No, those don't exist. You gotta get magic boots worth thousands of gold. If you want
Isn't being on foot less noticeable than being on a lot
to
of
an
horses?
extent, but you know, it does, subtlety isn't always what you're looking for. Sometimes you just want to get places as fast as possible.
Also,
Sometimes you
know,
just don't want to be on
horses
the
are hard
road
to bring
where there's wet mud you can get on your boots.
Also, horses are kind of hard to bring into most areas, especially if
And you
you're
have to
going into,
feed
like,
them, and you have to
Well, then you
water
just-
woods
them.
Then
or
you
a
set up
swamp.
and
You do
tend
what
to them.
you know. What you do? You do what's called setting up a base camp. You set up a little
Ooh.
place. You tie the horses to a tree, and then every once in a while, take them out for a little graze. It's all something you can take care of. It gives you something to do during your off hours instead of being like, well, we've been in the dungeon for 5 minutes. Time to spend 8 years doing nothing.
Then somebody steals the horses.
Our wizard cast all of his spells on 2 goblins. That's what first level's like, I guess. Anyway, the owner of the livery stable is there. Additionally, the person who runs the fine inn. You know, that... Listen, it's a kobold, and they got the shifty eyes. That's all you need to know. There's also some other assorted townsfolk who probably represent the farmers and the other... What's the term again? I know what it's in Dutch. Craftsman. Craftsman, that's the term. He would like to know what the hell's up. So give him the long and short of it. Whiston wants to know just how bad it is.
Oh,
Very
it's bad.
It's pretty
There's
bad.
an entire army of hobgoblins and lizard folk and dragons and horrible things all on the other side of Skull Gorge. We managed to defeat some of them and delay them as best we could, but they're probably going to be marching here soon. And it's going to be a bit of a mess unless, like, we can get some amount of fortification and or, like, sabotage their forces. Just kind of what our plan is at the moment.
So it's just like a few hundred, right? Nothing to... We'll manage, right? Yes?
Wasn't it about like 5,000?
If you give me 5
And
seconds,
they ha-
it was at least
and-
2,000.
Yeah, at least 2,000. I knew it was something thousand.
Actually, I'm going to pull up some other bits of information because I think it's relevant that he might want to
And
know
they
that there
have-
are like giants in that army too.
I was about to say they have giants and dragons, from what I've seen.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean,
It wasn't
I saw
Baby's
a
first army.
dragon. I saw a dragon, but I bet there were more.
Every single time, I always forget like what. Oh, here we go. No, that's not it. Every single time, I always forget like where I can find the information. No, gosh. Oh, cool. Don't know what it is, but I've been having lots of issues with things going like, yeah, we're just gonna sit on our hands, and then your thing just breaks for no reason. Where is it? Oof. Oh yeah, I think it's in the next. That's where it is. Is it? Please tell me it's here. Because I need to give you the accurate number. You saw him. Okay, here we go. I found it. See, I'm smart. I can think sometimes. 50, 100, 30, 100, 120 ogres. 200 of those. Yeah, it's like 3,000 dudes. A whole bunch of ghosts, some dragons, ogres. You saw manticores, wyverns, bargists.
Yeah, it's a big hot mess.
And you can see the
Wouldn't-
color drain from this man's face as you say that.
Sorry about the
Yeah,
trauma,
it's-
but
It's
the best way
probably
to
a little
avoid
more
even
than
more
this.
trauma.
A little more than this town can handle as of right now. So I'd recommend, getting some help while we have time.
Uh,
That or
And we
evacuating.
do know two places that we can hit to lower their armies. At least attempt to lower them. Their numbers.
Just give me the numbers. Give us the numbers. Give us some good news, maybe, or some other news, maybe something that isn't quite as nerve-wracking.
Allegedly, there is a place in the Thorn Wastes that has a ghost creator lady or guy. We're not sure yet. And there is a place with the lizard people up there that is, I don't know what creating, but we need to go check it out.
Yeah. Apparently,
Thornwest.
these are like sources of some of their stronger forces.
Troops.
Yeah. So taking those out would probably diminish the force of the army.
Wait, the Thorn. What was in the Thornwest you just said? Because
Person. Creating
Only
ghosts.
thing we have to go for is like their name, which was
Mr. Necromancer, something like that.
it's pinned. Hang on, just need to get to the right bloody channel. Sardvith.
the what?
That was the name. Sardvith. That's what it said. No, that's the one up north. The Thornwaste was down below. That was the Ghost Lord.
Let me see it.
Look, see. Oh yeah, Sardvith. Yeah, that's up north. The Ghost Lord's
Ghost
down
Lord.
south.
Ghost Lord, yes.
You know, the Ghost Lord.
Yeah, the Ghost Lord.
Casual Mr. Ghost.
Yes, we need to go see the Ghost Lord and we need to go see Savrath. What does all tribes muster here under Kar mean?
That's where the army is. And Card probably is the name of their leader.
Yeah, that seems like a fair assumption, given the current context you have to work with. And then I gotta do.
Sounds like a diplomatic yes in DM.
There. I took care of some basic paperwork. Okay, cool. Now that that's taken care of. As the color has drained from his face, you can definitely tell that he doesn't like any of this. Like he just woke up and awoke to a nightmare. He was expecting less, maybe. Maybe he was just expecting like, oh, it's just a bunch of goblins, having a rowdy time. We kicked them all and told them to be nice now and go home.
We did
That's
destroy the bridge, so that should lower their movement.
We'll need that bridge when we're done.
Would you rather
Well,
have a bridge
you
and
rather
be
die
dead,
today?
or not have a bridge and, survive for another day?
I would rather be bridgeless than dead.
Then lifeless.
Okay, so you went over to Skullbridge. You saw an army, and then you came back.
We killed the
Well,
dragon.
Yeah, we took out one of what I assumed to be their generals, like sabotaged the road forward, and then came back to warn you guys.
Well, if you,
We're not going to fight 2,000 men on our own. There's 4 of us.
he was like about to say like if you could take a dragon, you could take an army, right?
There's not an
Which-
army of half dragons and ogres and gnolls and I don't know what else.
If this was a more high fancy setting, there'd probably be like a guy in the background just shooting lightning bolts at the sky, just for like kicks, shits, and giggles.
The special effects dude.
It's like what's his job? Well, dragons like to fly all over the place, and then they lose track because they, when you're up there, things look very different from down here.
He
What's his?
sets the mood.
He's a sorcerer, but his archetype is special effects.
He's an illusion wizard, and he asks politely that you do not disbelieve them.
Like suspension of disbelief.
Okay, so well, I think, and he puts his hands on the table. I should talk to some people about this and see if we can sort something good. Yes, I'm going to talk to some people, and we're going to sort something out.
Wait a
Well,
second.
good
Wait
Be
a
a
plan.
second. I have a question.
professional.
I have a
I
question.
If yeah.
Do you know
Almost.
anyone in this town that does like things so weapons can hit ghosts?
Actually, I think we have a spare ghost touch rune.
We have a spare ghost or two.
Yeah, in the Luke sheet.
Forget I said anything. Forget I said anything.
didn't I specifically
Oh,
make a
dude,
note
yeah.
of this somewhere? Who did you give your original weapon to? In Drellin's Ferry. Number 5 was Moreland Smithy, the Fine Dwarf.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I mean, Ghost Touch is kind of an esoteric thing to be asking for, compared to most people who just want a good bonk and stick. Like, you could always commission one to be made, but that takes time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, the I think you should. I think what was. No, this is me taking a 5 second because I need to find the exact name. There he is. No, that's not him. There we go. There's Satyrion the Wise. Fine fellow. Lady to be specific. A cat lady to be even more specific.
A cat girl.
Yeah, apparently she knows
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff about rest, and also happens to be a wizard of the place who might also know something about this ghost lord of yours.
Oh,
She's a native and she's been all over the place. Probably knows a lot. And a wizard.
very delicious.
Probably move their hands to the sky and go abracadabra.
As is tradition.
So yes, I'm going to talk to some people, and I ask that you come visit me as soon as possible tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll have everyone together. We'll convene for a nice town council. We'll get this sorted out. We'll figure something out and preserve all of our livelihoods, and everything's gonna be fine. Fine. He gets up and just keeps saying fine as he walks out and leaves you behind with the guard captain.
Well, I'm glad he's confident at least.
I hope one of the people he's gonna be talking to is a professional. He seems stressed.
Yeah, guy sounds like he needs a break.
Odds are that he's probably going to. Well, I mean, Dolores is still here, who owns the livery stables like an ex-adventurer, and she goes, "I don't think he's gonna visit anyone who's sane right now. He's gonna be spending most of his day trying to rationalize doing some things that he's gonna have to do. He is a very optimistic thinker, if I can put it like that."
Oh well, it's something.
I recommend that you take the day to calm down a bit. I know that coming back from a long, adventurous journey can be quite taxing. Good time to stock up, check your inventory, make sure everything's nice and polished. And if you happen to want a horse to run away from the horde a bit faster.
Yeah, that'll probably be a good idea if we're going to be traveling south.
I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend it. I heard that place is just sick with hauntings.
Oh, fuck.
Any
wanna
particular
come?
flavor of haunting?
Ghosts.
Goose.
I mean, if that's how you want to
Well,
spend the final few hours of your life, go ahead. I won't tell anyone. You'll be a ghost and be able to tell everyone yourself.
When it comes to laying the dead to rest, it's kind of my job. So, that's definitely what I want to do.
But hey,
In Mani we try.
I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, as I will probably be representing something or another so that he can justify whatever decision he's already made in his head. She gives you a little, like,
Love that for
with her fingers. Like a little salute, 2-finger salute, like whoop, see ya.
oh.
The rest of the group also disbands the guard captain. Also, immediately deep in thought, which is hard to tell if you're not a bug person because you can't really make out the expressions all that well. But luckily, you have a bug who can tell that kind of detail.
Two bug people.
I need to check up on a specific detail before I jump this on you. Wink.
I'm gonna apply the last 4 ghost touch runes to my rapier.
Anyway, you have a day to yourself. You should probably go pick up that cloak.
I will pick up that cloak.
Let us pick up.
I keep thinking that I need to go to places I don't need to go in terms of tabs. There we go. To give loot. I've put the cloak on here. And I put it there all the way since before. There we go. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going with them. I'm gonna bring my dragon skin scales. I don't know.
Here you go. It's a fine cloak.
Wow.
Also, not to tell you how to live your lives, but you should probably remember to ask that guy for the money that you're owed at some point, because you did technically do the job you were paid to do, were intended to be paid to do. But maybe you should do that when he's sane enough to not miscount and underpay you on accident,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
No, kiddo.
I'm too insane to count to 10. No.
Sure.
Takes out his wallet and puts like a penny on the table, and then he runs away. Like, I'm crazy. Woo! That's a perfectly reasonable negotiation tactic. As you head
The
over
second-
to Moreland's smithy, he does indeed have your cloak ready. And he's also working on hammering a big old rune into a very fancy looking sword.
Oh yeah, I need to pay the another 150 gold. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Rock has the new
I'm gonna have
dragon
to
skin on
use
his shoulder.
the shared funds of the party for that.
Well, you spend how you want to. Mr. Moreland does lean in a bit and go, so, mind giving me a heads up before I hear it like the rest do? Because you went out of town towards a problem, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what's the news? Will I have to be packing up my smithy?
At this rate,
Not if-
potentially.
Not if we do our plan correctly. I think.
What's your plan then?
There's 3,000 troops with dragons, ogres.
That
Hobgoblins.
sounds like even, the biggest town around Brindle? I don't think even they could stand to something like that. We don't even have any walls. And the giants, they just ford the river.
It's kind of why we advise moving in the opposite direction very fast.
To where?
Well, we at least
Like I
try
said-
to do something.
I don't think even Brindle's got what it takes to stand against an army that firm. Not without heroes. And where are you gonna find those this time of year? They're all down in a nice, comfortable temperature dungeon with the right humidity, making their fortunes, gonna come back and go, oh, man, this place is all burnt down to a crisp. Would you like to buy this very expensive ear?
But now that you mention it, dungeons are always kind of weirdly air conditioned.
See,
The humidifiers are always on.
every dungeon comes with a free humidifier spell.
Mr. Moreland, do you have
Regulate
anything
air.
that's like good against ghosts, just in case?
What do you need a
Stab
ghost
machine
weapon
gun.
for? Are there enough goblins?
ghosts.
Like you shouldn't be going for ghosts?
Because they're
I
recruiting
mean-
ghosts to their armies as well. We're trying to stop that recruitment.
And
No.
also, what
Last
if?
thing we need
Just
is
like who
undying
wants to be?
enemies.
I would.
Yeah, and who wants to be bothered by ghosts?
May I intercept? How do you recruit a ghost?
You
Binding it to
recruit a
service.
necromancer.
I guess that's
You
one
know
way
them
to do it.
personally? You have connections with them before?
Personally, I wouldn't recommend fighting an army of ghosts. Because, you know,
Yeah.
ghosts suck out your life, they suck out your strength, and then when you're a withering mass, the necromancer comes by and probably just hits you on the head with a stick once and you fall over dead.
And then you rise again.
Maybe, if he likes you. Probably doesn't.
Yeah, well, maybe at least this way we can have the necromancers step on a dagger, kind of like on a Lego, regret some of their life choices. Just a
Well,
little final
I'll.
spite.
I mean, I don't really have anything to deal with ghosts. I mean, I had a few, and I gave them to these weirdos who said that they were going to go over to Vrathkeep and get rid of the haunting there. So, what those happened to those guys, huh?
Did we find any of that? Did we find any of that?
No.
Oh.
Well, I don't
eat
think they
any of
made
it.
it, given we cleared out for upkeep and didn't see hide nor hair of them.
Well, you could always go over to Brindle. It's a big town. You could probably buy anything your heart desires over there.
Excellent.
As long as you
Okay,
got the
thank
money,
you for
that
the
is.
advice. Yeah, well,
Speaking of money, I see you made a cloak. I have another slab of dragon skin. This is green this time.
fashionable.
Very fashionable. What do you want me to do with it?
Do you want another cloak, but this one is poison resistant? We can just have colored cloaks as a group.
Actually, I'm going to pull out this specific dragon because I think Ozyrandian. Yeah, he was an elite dragon. He's like an extra tough boy. He's a tough nugget.
Tough nugget dragon.
Well, yeah, I think I can make you something out of this. But I'm personally more thinking a shield out of these very strong back scales. But if you want a cloak or something basic, fine. Stuff.
You recommend a shield.
I'd certainly appreciate a shield. I mean, my current one is pretty good, but I'd like a better one if it's available.
Hey, that's a good idea.
They say that a shield made of dragon scales will protect against any dragon's breath, so there you go.
I also have these 6 pearls that were in his scales. Do you want them so you can incorporate them in as a design?
Oh yeah, there's those cool black pearls, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that when I said that you could loot his body, it actually took his items out. That's pretty freaking radical. Those are some free radicals. Sure. He'd gladly take those off your hand for full price. They look, he's already got something in mind for those. Something to commemorate this bad situation when it's all over. He'll pay a total of 300 for it, or he can just put all that money towards that cool shield he's making you.
He can put the money towards a cool shield.
Because if he's putting it towards a cool shield, he'll throw in a little extra.
Oh.
He'll give that
Yeah,
shield
for
some
the
real
shield.
pizzazz. Well, when you come back, I'm gonna show you a shield that, well, the very least you can't blame the shield when you fall over dead trying to fight a whole army.
That's what we need, a shield. Thank you.
Wonk.
Also,
love this
do I need him to apply the ghost touch rune, or can I do it myself?
You can. I think if you have a rune, like on a rune stone, you can just rub it on for a day and it'll just work.
Okay, then Rock is rubbing his rapier with a stone this entire time.
He's just tying it together with a ribbon and providing the magical energy by holding it, kind of like melting it by ice cream with your hand. Allow me to provide you the proper spelling for the name, because I keep forgetting that these guys have names that, it's a bit of work to figure out the name. There you go. Soterian. Marvelous.
Yes, I'm gonna correct that.
So Tyrant.
I wish you the best of luck, heroes. And by the way, if for some reason you manage to make it through alive and somehow fight off an entire horde of hobgoblins, I do want to be the one who helps make that statue, because my dad made a hero statue once, and I would like for that to be a family tradition. Not to mention, you're quite a photogenic bunch.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're still the same group by the time we come back.
Oh, now that you mention it, your daughter missing that little guy, aren't you? It's so small I hardly noticed him.
Yeah, he may have passed.
He wasn't so lucky.
And this is why I am not an adventurer anymore. And that was one very briefly.
No.
Let's just say you only see a man burn down to his shoes only once before you're done.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's valid.
What happened to the shoes?
Oh, I took them. They were good boots.
Yeah.
Well, the mentality is still there.
You've got to have a mind for business.
I wish you the best with your travels, heroes, and may the ghosts not suck the soul out of your eyeballs, or your ears, or whatever they do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. May you not get crushed by an army. Well, we're gone.
Was this like the moment where the waiter says, like, enjoy your meal and you say you too?
Oh
Yeah,
no!
exactly.
Love that. I love this dude.
Where do you want to go next, kids?
Well,
Let's see what else this town has to offer. What's the like local
I would-
cuisine and shit?
I'd like to go to the church, but we also need to see Satyrion before the sun goes down.
If you want to go to the Shrine of Serenray, you're free to do that. Let's see where you are technically. You're at this guy's house. The church is like up the road.
Yeah, I drew a little symbol on it.
I think Tyrion is. Oh, so Tyrion's like all the way up here. They're a fancy wizard with their own little mansion.
Ooh.
Although if you go by, you'd notice that it's like a little bit of a dingy place. You know, someone abandoned it a while ago, and this guy's like, you know what? If no one's gonna live here, I'll just patch it up. I'll cast mending for the rest of my life to make this place look spiffy.
Can't be
The whole day of mending just to fix the doorknob.
So yes, technically the efficient thing is to go past the church first.
I mean, you guys don't have to come with me. I know y'all aren't unreligious.
Harak is just gonna like prop himself up against a fence nearby and be like, I'll just wait.
You guys want to play cards?
Oh, we can play cards. I have cards.
I have
Hell
cards
yeah.
too.
Wanna bet?
Yeah. What you got?
Fuck yes.
Okay, listen.
gotta
I'm
come
gonna.
You go to mass. Yeah,
Listen,
you go to
rock,
mass. We'll
rock the
play
whole
Texas
house.
Hold'em.
He has a deck of cards. 100% he has a deck of cards.
I got a deck of playing cards here. What do you want to play?
What's quick and simple?
Let's play some blackjack with my
I love
cards.
blackjack. Let's go for it.
With specifically my cards.
All right.
Uh-huh. Does anybody have any other cards?
No, my
Let
cards are good. My cards are
It's
good.
too
don't
late
worry.
now.
To you, probably, but you're literally a rogue.
My cards are beautiful. Don't even ask me.
They are beautiful.
Don't
They're
gamble
very
with
nice.
a rogue. It's a bad idea.
I
In
would-
that case, I don't need to take out my cards because, on average,
I
it's gonna
mean-
make out like bandits.
I'm just like, since I work with so many weird compounds and liquids, I just don't want to get anything on your beautiful cards. So maybe we should.
No,
just
they're
borrow
acid
some.
resistant. I made
All right,
I
so
certain they're acid resistant.
monastery. These fine gentlemen are having a long argument about the cards and what to play with them. It's gonna drag quite some attention in due time. As they're like, no, please, I wouldn't, no, I insist.
We're being Canadians about it.
Also, his cards are actually tied to his belt. They're like on a belt pouch.
Like a quick draw holster.
He needs to have them quickly by hand if needed.
Monastery, you enter the humble shrine of Cernray.
With two people arguing about gambling outside of it.
Gosh, you
Yeah,
normally
cards
only
are
get
the
sites
tricky
like that in
Leave
big
him
cities.
alone. Leave him alone.
Brother Journey seems to be
Alright.
lighting some candles for the early morning mass.
Aww.
The devil in
I
the
like-
midnight mass. I'm sorry.
Walk up and say like, greetings, blessings of Saren Ray.
Yes. Yes. I have heard from Cernray fortuitous news of your travels, which is to say that you are safe, at the very least.
Yeah, it's pretty fortuitous as far as things go.
What brings you to the church today? I got the impression that you were the busy sorts.
Yeah, but I need to connect with my faith a bit before going on big adventures and whatnot. Just a little bit of guidance, a little bit of reassurance. Just
Well, then perhaps
sort
you
of-
can sit in on today's mass. I've picked a few delightful passages about the importance of vigilance and what's the other word again? Discretion.
I would love to.
I figured they would be appropriate given the recent, well, unpleasantry around our place.
Yeah, people need a bit of hope right about now.
Monastery, you spend your time As the guys outside, as the congregation gathers and walks past these gamblers, I don't know if they've started yet, but they sure are arguing about it.
It's like broken into a fist fight. I'm not using the cards. We're going to use the cards.
I have more
Is-
fists than you, so you have to not use the cards.
I have the
I'm
advantage.
just- I would
Rock,
feel
paper, scissors, but you play
I
three
would
hands at
feel
once.
really sad and really bad for the next couple of days if you didn't use my cards. My cards are my life to me.
I will
Oh,
give
God.
you many, many hugs if you don't do
But it's not the same as using cards. He's being dramatic.
that.
He's
Honest-
like a hand over his
I'm having second
forehead.
thoughts about this whole adventure.
How about you hold them with you for moral support while we use some that are not obviously janky?
But they're not janky. Look at them.
Monastery, as you pray,
Yeah.
and as you listen to the Mass and absorb the messages and words of the saints who came before you, you feel both inspired, which is to say that at any point in the future, you can cast Bless as a one-action spell. It functions basically as Blessed. You have been blessed by your deity on your travels for your due diligence and your hard work. And, to perk you up a bit after someone under your ward died, Pick yourself up. Saren Ray still believes in you. More importantly, however, you receive this sense, this divine sense that perhaps knowing thine enemy and cooperating with one enemy against a worse enemy is a far better proposition than simply destroying all undead. Even Saren Ray knows that sometimes you must delay one evil for another. As you leave the mass building, your two friends are in a heap. And Tiri is standing there.
Oh,
I'm
Monastery, can I have a question?
Stay posing.
Yeah, by all means.
Can you buy some holy oil while I'm there?
Holy oil.
Splatter.
No, oil. Is the thing actually here?
Oh my goodness. What? I want to buy some holy oil.
Yeah,
the thing
oil,
you
like-
spread on your weapons to strike ghosts better.
And I think some religions do have like holy oil for certain rituals and things.
Probably.
Yeah, they do. Does church have that?
I'm actually look this up. Where can I find this fun little thing? Oh, it's no. Why is finding holy water always such a huge deal? There we go.
Got holy
Equipment.
water.
Yeah, it's an other consumable. It's under the weird section. Well, you can buy some holy water if you want to. But holy oils are, I imagine that those might exist, but I don't know if they're just made out of nowhere. Like those probably get turned into like the candles that they smoosh around here.
Maybe we can use aligned oil.
Can I get some oil of alignment?
Yeah, that's aligned oil. It can be holy.
You know,
Found it.
certainly ask.
Do. Oil of
I
life.
posted to chat by dragging it there. How do I post it to chat?
Anti-magic oil. Saint's balm.
Ooh,
Oh
bomb.
wow. No, this is some sort of weird healing thing. It's just a healing potion, but for some reason it's got... man. What is it with all these oils? Just slap them on it, baby. Bam. Well, you can probably find yourself what
This.
you're looking for. In terms of,
This. I've asked about this.
okay, show me the goods. Aligned oil. What was this because of power? Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, sure.
They just didn't name it holy oil. They named it aligned oil.
Yeah, it's just a blanket thing, so I don't have to put 4 different things in there.
I gotta rub my eye first. I don't know how much such a thing would cost. Oh, here we go. Aligned oil. 140 for a single bottle.
Oh my god.
Pretty
I'm being
pricey.
expensive. I'm being expensive here.
I honestly don't know why it would be so... Well, it's because, and this is the thing that makes me ever so grumpy about it, it's because the rune that you are applying is worth 10 times as much. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Jesus, what's wrong with this?
Y'all evil.
Let's see. There's extra 2. If you are evil, you are enfeebled 2 while carrying it. To make it, you need to be good. Also, you regain hit points once per day if you critically hit an evil dude. That's neat.
Nice.
Just slap
How
a
long does
bitch.
the oil last? This
A minute.
lasts for a minute.
Yep. Well, if you want that, you can take it. It doesn't particularly help you against ghosts, though.
Never mind then. Fuck aligned oil.
You suck! Get out of here!
I don't like the aligned oil. So where was I? Yes, my card deck is beautiful.
Monastery,
Is it
please
rigged,
peel
though?
these idiots apart.
Yeah, just kind of pick them, just shove them apart. Okay, enough. You can gamble with the stuff they have at the end. We saw last
Okay.
time.
Excellent. Very
Also,
satisfactory.
can I? Does anyone want to use the? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? I'm so sorry. Does anyone else want to use the braces of armor? Bracers of armor?
I think those only work if you're not wearing regular armor.
Yeah,
Never mind.
because they're an item bonus.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
doing
for
a demo.
classes like monk and wizard and stuff who don't normally wear
Okay,
equipment.
makes sense.
Actually-
Buff my...
Actually, monks can just get what's it called? Explorer's clothing enchanted. Braces of armor are just a shortcut to not wear explorer's clothing. There are no benefits because Pathfinder 2e is so stuck up that Produce Flame doesn't produce any light.
Produce flame doesn't produce
Produce
light.
Flame does not produce light because then it would be the same as the light cantrip and Dancing Lights, and because Pathfinder 2e has such a strict design pattern, it gets stuck up its own ass sometimes. Just like 4e. It's
We
hilarious.
can move on.
This is one of those weird things that someone told me about. I'm like, what? But it always made light. It always did. Ugh.
Does fire create light? Yes.
No.
This is fire.
Technically
Yes.
speaking, a fireball in all editions is completely dark and black because it does not produce any light of any kind, even for a moment. At least according to the description. Raw fireballs are dark.
Oh. How does that work?
I don't know.
You just hear an explosion.
There's too many
You don't
rules
see it.
lawyers in this room. That's why.
I think the description of fireball is like it fires like a tiny little bubble, and the bubble like travels to a spot and then bursts.
I think the
Technically
5e
how it
version, I
works.
think the version in Pathfinder 2e and 3.5 and all, is just explosion happens.
Why
But
am I
point
dying
is-
3?
You have a good chunk of day left to you. What do you want to do?
Talk to the Ghost Lord X.
So I did have a cool. Wait, what are you doing? Because I was looking at things.
Talking to Ghost Lord's X.
You mean
Cat lady.
Cat Lady?
Yeah.
You head
Yeah.
on over to Cat Lady. Up on the old hill, indeed, you find a mansion of some sorts. It's not in the greatest of shape, but you know, it's not a bad place to live. Also, probably is enough space for the whole party if you ever wanted to shack up. Although technically you own Vrath Keep, so
Yeah.
don't get too greedy too quickly, you naughty boys.
We already
As-
have real estate.
Outside is a sign all promoting wizarding services, magic item identification, construction of arcane goods and services. The whole works are promoted on this fine shop.
In goods and services.
Yes.
May
It even
have
says
some-
scrolls, rings,
Enter.
whatever you need.
Ooh,
maybe
what kind of
something
rings do you have?
anti-ghost?
Any ghosts? Any rings? I want.
Who
some
the hell are you
rings.
asking? You're standing outside looking at a sign.
I mean, we certainly can.
Ask the sign.
He's talking to himself.
I wonder what you can sell me, Mr. Sign.
Just we're going inside.
The sign's
Roger,
sign's a
just
mimic,
walk
and it's
inside.
very upset that you're asking it questions. It got this job specifically so it didn't have to talk to people.
Sorry,
Honestly-
Mr. Sign.
Understandable.
Point is, you head on in. You know, back in Pathfinder 1E days, the rings you wore were like, Jesus Christ, man. Gotta get the right ring on the right finger.
Let me see what rings you have. I want more rings.
I want bling bling on my ring.
Rings, bracelets, whatever.
Heading on in, the place has exactly what you'd expect a wizarding school to shop to have. There are scrolls and exotic ingredients all over the place. There's the thin air of acid with flowers. There's something bubbling in a corner, but it feels kind of fake. Like, it feels like someone would have far more concern for making it look arcane than it actually is arcane.
Ah,
As your alchemist can probably tell, because they're like, that's just some random crap bubbling on a pot. So, excuse me, who is cursed with all these many icons?
It's me. I don't know why am I cursed with that many items.
Well, that's just great.
It doesn't appear when I have a rock, like clicked on rock, but otherwise it's always there.
Yeah, I have no idea what half of those icons even mean.
Unconscious, prone, flat-footed, dying tree, and blinded. All
Sounds like you had a
applied
really
by-
bad day there, Buckaroo.
Yeah.
I got them when Snogo died.
Oh,
left
it's
away.
probably because Snagu's dead.
oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that? Remember how
Let me
that
just,
happened?
let me just. Yeah, I think because you still own Snagu, it's like, hey, you're dead. Stop it.
Stop living. Why are you living?
I'm gonna stop you being Snagu's owners just so that it stops showing you that.
No. Did we bury him or are we just carrying a dead kobold with us?
I think you
We
buried
did-
him.
We did bury you.
Okay.
Did that fix it?
Nope.
Okay, well I guess then the game is just being silly.
I can reload actually to see what happens. Also, I just now realized that my name is what do you call it? When something is two opposites. He's rock, soft fur,
Oxymoron.
oxymoron. Yes.
Love
Hey,
that for
they're
you.
gone. Thank you. No longer dying.
There's literally 9 to Pathfinder. That's just it's a bag that contains whatever. Look at this. The Every Need pack contains random garbage.
The bag of don't worry about it.
So
The bag
mom's
of
purse.
prescient planner is useless.
Bag of don't worry about it.
Point is,
So
kids.
once inside, Rock is gonna go look at rings. He's looking for rings.
It's like, oh man, I want some bling bling. So the shopkeeper, who definitely is like ready, has a pestle immortal and is like stamping something together, creating this very pungent salt-like smell in the air. She's indeed, what's it called? A cat person, a cheetah, panther. Let's go with panther. That's if you've ever seen one at least. Otherwise, it's like cat. Question
Big
mark.
black
Kitty.
cat.
Not a black cat, but I like your gumption.
Take it, girl.
Panther's black?
Now that you mention it, maybe.
Yeah. Almost exclusively.
Listen, Buckaroo. I know that you have more fists than I do, but put up. She would let. Oh wait.
Does she have a merchant profile as well?
How may I be of assistance?
I would like to look at your rings.
My rings. What do you want of my rings?
Power.
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 I hunger.
I
hunger
hunger for
power.
strength, for destruction, for doom. I have rings of doubling. Very conventional
And
if
I
you happen
love-
to prefer multiple weapons. I have a ventriloquist wing.
Ring that does what? I'm sorry.
The ventriloquist ring.
I have
Oh.
that already.
Perhaps a ring of minor arcana. Good if you do not have a magically apt person on your team. Allows you to detect magic at the very least.
Okay. I'll keep that one in mind.
I
What
also
else?
have rings for energy resistance. I've heard rumors of dragons in the area recently.
Well.
Do you have a thing that's like buy one get one free, buy two get a third one off?
You are asking to haggle?
Any day.
Do you have any wholesale options? Buy in bulk.
He's being all blinking and shit.
What the heck's going on here? Huh, that's pretty cool. It's a ring that just lets you do sword fights better, because it makes you smarter. I do not offer wholesale options for anything but my potions and scrolls, and that is mostly because I had to build them up over time. Well, as I mentioned, I get the feeling you were not merely here to buy my things. Otherwise, you would already be putting your hands all over the bottles.
Yeah, well, we
People
heard
like to
you
touch bottles.
knew something about the so-called Ghost Lord to the south.
While you do look like individuals of great potential, I would like to point out, and this is somewhat important, that there is such a thing as not going after things above your pay grade. What business do you have with the Ghost Lord?
They are apparently cooperating with the army in the north, who is about to come and turn this entire town and everything along this road into smoking ruins.
Honestly, I cannot imagine the Ghost Lord cooperating with anyone. Let alone a bunch of goblins.
Oh, you know them personally?
Not really, but I know what they are, and I know what their kind does.
And that is?
Are you familiar with the legends surrounding liches?
Oh, let's just get snitches.
Yeah.
That is their paranoid way, yes.
I'm so sorry.
From best I could have heard, the Ghost Lord is indeed a powerful lich, but not one to cooperate without coercion.
But would he cooperate with Tiamat?
I highly doubt it.
Dragons?
No. I'm quite certain that they are more than powerful enough to take care of any dragon that tries to coerce them. Liches are very... what are they called? They try to find arcane might in immortality. They're the kind to sit on their own and not want to bother with mortal affairs. There are exceptions, of course, but the Ghost Lord is not one of them, or they would have taken Drellens very centuries ago.
Maybe there's something else in there for them.
Yeah, because they're apparently involved. Not exactly clear how. We assume it's because they're cooperating, but if that's not the case, then would that
Maybe they're
mean
marked.
they're marked to
Maybe-
avoid?
Yeah, maybe they're marked on the map to avoid them.
In which case they could be, as much as I hate to admit it, an asset.
Well, if you do intend to fight the Ghost Lord, do not forget how they work. Liches are functionally immortal, but if you destroy the part that binds their evil to this world, their phylactery.
Phylactery.
Yes. They are quite, what is the term? Attached
Awful?
to it.
Physically? Or
No.
emotionally?
It is. If you have the phylactery in your possession, then you can convert them to many things. Because after all, they rejuvenate from the phylactery, growing out of it like a blossoming flower. So if you have the phylactery, you could, as he rejuvenates from whatever had destroyed him last, just keep beating him up, as it were.
Okay.
And if the
then.
dragons got a hold of it, they would have a thing to blackmail them with.
If that were the case, then I hope for their sake that they are able to keep it a good distance away. Because a necromancer with a chip on their shoulder is not a good enemy to make.
Maybe a good ally to make. Even if it's just for a time being.
So, is local rumors of legendary creatures all you wanted?
I also had another suggestion for us. You and us. Would you like to sponsor a group of highly competent adventurers?
What does that even mean?
Monastery's
supply us-
also confused. Like, what?
You supply us with some magical goods, and we keep your name in our mouths, leaving our mouths mostly, in a good way.
Considering I have not seen even the happiest adventurer ever mention the creator of their wares and goods, I don't think this is going to change anything. Not to mention that I have a tidy profit as it is. I do not see the need to overwhelm myself with work.
Oh well, we're gonna have to find a different person to sponsor us.
It's fair.
Rock is being an influencer, okay? Give us your
Okay,
stuff
Rock,
for
try-
free.
Might I say it is quite something to see two Rakshasha and the two bugs. Not quite the normal group of people.
Yeah, we tend to get that a lot.
Have you considered hiring a pet kobold, just so that you have someone who is more approachable to the common person?
Yeah, our last kobold. Well,
Make it.
he's not
Hiring
around
a pet
anymore,
kobold?
unfortunately.
Oh, what a sad day. No, there is anything I can do to help you.
What are the prices in those rings that we talked about earlier?
Which rings in specific?
The magic one and the energy resistant one, if anyone needs.
Could we get the rings type tap?
The ring of minor arcana that she has on offer boop, is 150. You basically get a few cantrips as long as you have it on your finger.
How much is that?
150. Magic hand, cleaning agent or heating agent, and magic detection. Bing, ying, 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 ying.
What spells do I have? I have some cantrips. Days, Sigil, Precipitation. I have a cleaning agent.
If you don't take that, I'm gonna.
You can take that.
Hell yeah. It's also rose gold.
The rings of energy resistance are 240 each. She has one of each type. You know, keep a nice diverse selection. You never know what kind of adventure comes by.
Mm.
I'm resistant to evil and poison. I'm weak to good. I'm really weak to good.
Rings of energy resistance provide 5 resistance to acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic.
I'd like a cold one. It sounds like it could be useful.
Well, then pick it up, baby.
Yeah.
How many rings can we wear at the same time?
Well, I think the limitation in the system is investment, right?
Yeah, yeah, investment. Right.
Although I think that slots are still. I don't even know if they are.
Like I have 10 fingers, right?
Sure.
You can invest in no more than 10 items per day.
Yeah, you can wear 10 rings. Exactly.
But then you can't wear any magic armor, because I think any +1 armor and up, you have to, or at least potency, you have to invest 2.
Yeah, so like for my case, I've got armor, which I need to invest, the brutal shielding, and that Aeon Stone that will need investing.
Handsome. Anyway. Oh no! Moving on.
Coolio.
Were you going to ask her about rest? Supposedly was from that place.
So rest?
That's near that place on the map, ain't it?
Which what?
Yeah, rest up there.
What is doubling rings?
It lets you share between two, so if you have weapons with runes on one hand, then it copies those runes to the weapons in your other hand.
Does she have one of those?
Yeah.
So I can have ghost tracking on both of my weapons?
Yeah.
Oh, rest. That place. It's not on the other map that I was looking at.
How much is it? It's 50 or is it more?
40. Everything she makes is a little cheaper than normal.
Then I'll take one set of doubling rings. So it's 40. Okay,
Go
thank you.
for it.
Okay. And I'm getting that minor arcana. How do? Through interface?
Let me just drop into the loot by using this fancy thing.
Yeah.
They can drag it from your loot into your own inventory. I think you can use the compendium. I think players can just use the compendium, right?
Yeah.
Minor Arcana. There it is.
Then you just
Okay.
subtract the amount from the loot sheet.
It's under equipment.
Amount of gold.
Excellent.
Take it out, drop it in your pocket.
Please hold.
Please hold. Dun, 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 dun.
Your request is being processed. The user you're trying to contact
There it
is
is.
no longer using this number. There we go. And let's
She's got bling bling on her ring. Use prestidigitation to make it sparkle.
Hell yeah. I do enjoy this. Like, a ring of doubling that doubles whatever you're holding would be amazing for an alchemist, but since that's not on offer, we do the next best thing.
In one hand, I have a dangerous bomb, and in the other, some water. And thanks to these rings, they're both bombs.
You just hold a bomb in one hand and have infinite bombs in the other hand.
Yeah. Like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God,
god,
the
Jesus.
ring of flies.
Also, infinite wine.
That
Oh.
sounds like a party.
That
In
sounds
it?
like a Jesus.
Oh, wait, prestidigitation cooks?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
like, slightly heat food.
Although, to be fair, they did remove some of the funner options. Like, originally you could make tiny artificial things with it, or you could color some surfaces.
Aww.
Used to be able to do everything with it, and then people just abused that.
But, yeah. It turns out that a spell that can do any minor thing is pretty good.
Remember
I
there
mean,
were people
technically
like,
tidy.
you heat the
Yeah,
inside of someone's brain and that kills them. Using prestidigitation.
Well, it only works on non-living material, which means you can't use it to cook a live rat if you're that kind of person.
Could I cook the protein chains that are currently inside just, well, accidentally a living thing?
Now, you can make the rat swallow a metal ball and try to heat that.
Hell
Don't
yeah.
ask me why you would want to do that, but
What about
To
the
be fair,
iron
in a
in their
different
bloodstream?
campaign, we once defeated a big boss by igniting the air inside their lung.
although in this one, specifically in the
Yeah.
in the original Pathfinder version, it mentions that it specifically cannot deal damage or affect the
Yeah,
concentration of
so-
spellcasters. I like that they included that one.
Yeah.
So you know, some of those limitations are definitely necessary.
You can't just
It's like
make him go, "Ouch,
sign-
my fingy."
So
Oh
when
my
people put
God.
up signs with really specific explanations of things you can't do, it's because someone has definitely done that in the past.
I
Like, you
need
can't
this
deal
ring in
damage
real
with it.
life.
Like,
The
for
ring
example,
of sustenance.
yeah, but like for example, this has color, clean, or soil an object. So like,
Scrub
if
it up, dub.
if I soil your brass knuckles, will it deal poison damage because infections?
I mean, that's a
It's
great
too
question, ain't it?
slow.
Now, if this wasn't
Right?
2E and I wasn't asked to constantly be as stuck up my ass as I could be, I might say yes. I
As is,
personally
this is good.
or you know, you make them all rusted and then you add, because I'm pretty sure there are probably some chemicals you can put on rust to make it something even nastier.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the part where I'm
Put
like
some
looking.
Put some malachite stones on top, and when they touch water, they get poisonous.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up.
Yes.
In case you wanted to know, the cantrip is the original school spell. It's hilarious, and it's so bad that it's almost kind of funny. Teach them how to tap into minute amounts of magical energy. Once done, it creates minor magical effects. They are unable to cause alarm. Hit points can affect concentration spellcast. Can only create small, obviously magical effects. Furthermore, materials created by cantrip extreme files can be used. Blah blah blah. Cannot replicate any spell effects. Whatever manifestation takes, only as long as the wizard concentrates. The wizards typically use cantrips to impress common folk, amuse children, or brighten dreary lives. Common tricks include the tinklings of ethereal music, brightening of faded flowers, glowing balls that float over the caster's hand, puffs of wind that flicker candles. Not even extinguish them, just flicker. Spicing up aromas and flavors of bland food, and little whirlwinds that sweep dust under rugs. I love that one! Combined with Unseen Servant spell, these are the tools to make housekeeping and entertaining simpler for the wizard.
Yeah.
This
I love
reads very much This has that Ironclaw book tinge that I really like, because Ironclaw has lots of moments where it's like talking to you, like, hey, you could do this, and it'd be great, and everyone would love it. I would like to point one thing out. I think technically, yeah, it's a first level spell, so you are spending a spell slot on this.
Okey-doke.
I think the idea is just that it's
Uh,
so easy to do that anyone can pick it up. Anyway, you've
Yeah.
done your shopping. You wanted to ask about something, maybe? I don't know. No, we're
Did
done.
we? Oh yeah, we were gonna ask about rest.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
we were.
specifically what? Apparently that's where Zadrith. God, I need to keep looking at the map to see what it's saying. Sardvith is
Sardvith.
generally in that area. We're gonna get some
This
information on
is the
what
part
exactly that means or why it's there.
where I realize I made a mistake, but don't worry, it's not too bad. I actually. Let me just get that name so I can. Sadvith. Yeah, okay, that phrase doesn't even show up at all. Hilarious. Hilarious. So that name doesn't actually exist, according to what I have here. So, yeah. Whatever Zardvith is, she doesn't recognize the name. She does have a You know, I really like that the evasion text is in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When you get a critical success, you get a critical success instead.
That was that was an
Meanwhile, Rock does
accident.
the sickest backflip the world has ever seen.
Rock missed a step, but instead jumped in the air.
That feel when you make your reflex save on a level 1 Burning Hands.
Ooh, ow, ooh, that's spicy. Ooh.
She does come from the Rest area, or to be specific, she comes from the Blackfens area. She used to live there, in fact. Kinda got exiled, though.
What you do, girl?
Well, the people there don't necessarily like what do people call it? Arcane magic. They have resigned themselves to the forces of nature. So when I decided to pick up the old way of things, they kicked me out.
That's rude of them.
Yeah.
It is
fair.
that right? They live on Starsong Hill. I wouldn't know exactly where you could find it nowadays. It's been so long. But it's somewhere up there. You're going to run into the Kitor eventually. So good luck with that when that happens. I'm certain it will be a memorable encounter.
So we're going to
Oh,
rest.
that's big. Please.
Just for context, the term she used was the Tiri Kitor.
Why can I make that
Kitor?
bigger but not smaller?
Why can I make things bigger, but I can't make them small?
Oh, that would be an amazing curse. You can make anything bigger, but you can't make it smaller.
You can make this
Get
penny
rid of
double
it.
in size, but you can never make it half.
Just gonna write it in regular notes instead of putting it on the map. 'Cause that's...
On the map. Yeah. She explains to you about the Tirikitor who live in the Blackfens. If you're going over to Rest, that might be useful. The best she knows that Rest is just an old ruin from long ago, and there's not much there to the best of her knowledge. That being said, she does know that some of the lizard folk used to use it as like a breeding ground. It's apparently a great place to raise things that like wet water, like say a green dragon or a black dragon, or I don't know.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
What things do like wet water? Can I roll something for that?
Well, with your amazing powers of induction and then the names that she dropped, those green scaly things that you fought, like capsized and all, you know, those green spawn.
Yeah, the big boys.
Maybe, those aren't things you usually see. Maybe they grow in such a place.
Yeah.
So we should take care of those.
Well, that would undermine like a large portion of their army if they don't have those cool dudes.
It is starting to sound more like heading up there is the better option than heading south. Because the Ghost Lord, while I do want to take care of them at some stage for violence, they don't sound as big of a threat as like troops that they're already using. Because they're pretty clearly utilizing big lizard boys.
Excuse
and
me,
Dragons.
Did you mention that there is some sort of invasion coming?
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
About that.
you might want to, prepare
back up
yourself
shop.
a little.
May I recommend
Yep.
that you visit the Tirikitor about that? I'm certain they would love to fight for their homeland.
Ooh, that's a very
Okay, then off we go.
that's good advice.
If only because of what's it called? Big feathery things. You know, the ones that can
Parrots?
turn their head round and round.
Parrots?
Drag
Owls?
queens?
Yes, they have giant owls.
Oh,
Ah. Okay, floofy. Very floofy.
Might be a way to get
Yeah.
around.
well, that's gonna be confusing with Tiri and the Tiri Couture.
Oh yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Sometimes things have the same name. But yeah, Rest is definitely starting to sound better. If the Ghost Lord doesn't collaborate, doesn't do like makeup collabs, and also can handle anything the army throws at them.
I mean, there's a limit to what a lich can feasibly do, but, you know. If you can at the very least convince them not to include their ghost army in the situation, that would already save a lot of trouble. Because ghosts are
Yeah.
hard to fight for a conventional army.
Yes.
You know, they can absorb a huge amount of damage before they even get hurt by non-magical weapons, so the average army's kind of fucked.
Plus an army that can resurrect itself as they
Yeah.
begin to lose troops.
Unless there's a
Not a good
cleric
thing to
to
fight.
wreck them.
Necromancers are cheaters. On the plus side, their units tend to be super frail or very weird.
The weird ones are the fun ones.
Like
mean-
the
That's
one
when they
that was
get
in
really-
that well over there or in the mountain.
On the other hand, if you have an army consistent entirely of people with non-bludgeoning weapons, then just a few skeletons will kill all of them, as you guys have so often learned.
Yeah.
Just pick up a chair and hit them with it. Marvelous.
Are we watching WWE right now?
Like inflict
Oh
violence.
god, he's broken in half.
And now he's picking up the other guy's arm to use for his... Just clicks it on. Click. Skeleton wrestling is the best. You never know what limbs they're leaving the arena with.
Oh, we've never seen that bone.
Anyway, Saturian, you know, business. Tighten that robe. Anything else I may help you with?
Well, if you have any suggestions for things we would need for going to Blackfins,
Nothing that comes to mind. It is a wet area, though. It would greatly help if you were lizard people.
I'll get on that. Thanks for the tip.
if we were lizard people,
Yeah, let me just put on my lizard mask. We'll be fine.
but the lizard
see-
people are running the world.
My main concern, however, is addressing Rest itself. While it is a fortified town, getting there requires some fording, if not swimming. Which is a great time for anyone with bows, arrows, or whatever else to make short work of you. So,
Also, I'm pretty sure I don't float.
yes, this is her essentially setting up a sales pitch to sell you some potions. Let's see.
Well done for her.
Specifically,
Do
she
you
wants...
have any water breathing?
Oh, I do happen to have some perfect potions for this. Oh my goodness, I love that the potion of swimming apparently is described as tastes like salt water with sandy grit that settles on the bottom of its container. How could you ever stomach that?
Ooh.
I love that.
Listen, as someone who's
Oh,
gotten a
a
mouthful of salt
mouthful.
water once, no.
I've done it more than once. It's not fun.
I've done
But
it more
honestly,
than
what
once.
is fun is that you know exactly what it tastes like. We all know exactly
Okay,
the mouthfeel of this.
Very descriptive.
so she has this fancy ass cask of 6 bottles. They're potion bottles, not that big. These are, let's just say that they were an experiment and they went a little bit wrong.
What's wrong with them? They turn you into lizard people?
No, there are potions of swimming, but they lose effect the minute you exit water. But up until then, you can swim at your movement speed, and you're invisible. But once you leave water, it just everything like you just emit this cloak of slime, and the effect is gone. It's useful if you want to approach a place located on water.
Yeah, probably good to have some.
We have 2 potions of water breathing on our own.
Yeah,
We
but
have
then you still
a
have
potion of flying.
to start to maneuver through the water if you got
That's true.
water breathing.
What if we flew in with potions of flying?
If you have one potion
If
of
you can
flying.
get yourself a feather fall and some giant owls, maybe you could paradrop in. I don't know.
I suppose that's something we can figure out once we're there.
You could also get a potion of immune to falling damage and just crash into the ground. I'm sure that can only go
Do a
well.
superhero pose.
Just get someone with a teleport
Listen,
spell.
you're
to
immune to
keep
the damage.
teleporting you-
You're not immune to the
into-
pain.
Teleporting you into
Point.
midair over and over again until you build up enough velocity that they can fire you into the enemy base.
Listen, if you fall maximum speed, you're dealing hundreds of damage to whatever you're falling into. I think 750 is the cap, so
Okay, how much is for the cask?
100 gold.
100 gold?
It's
We
6
only have
potions,
400.
and they're all pretty good at their job.
How much for 4 potions?
60.
And make it 50 and you got a deal.
Only because you're such a nice guy.
Aw.
Give him a wink.
Gross.
The price is 150 now.
Change my mind.
Change. Fucking that meme. The price of 150 now changed my mind. Well, you have yourself potions that might do even more things than just what you were advertised.
Yeah,
Fuck yes, we love
that's
that.
my favorite.
Excellent. Love that.
Oh,
Season
do you
the
have any
food.
venoms? Poisons? Venoms?
Poisons. What? Well, I mean, I have, and this is the part where she puts down what she's holding. Up until this point, she's just kind of standing around. Now she puts it down, goes behind, takes out this bucket of alchemical sludge, and is like, "I don't make poisons, but I do have this."
Does this work as a venom or a poison?
You're pretty sure that if this gets anywhere in your vasculatory system, it's gonna be nasty and unpredictable.
How much for the whole casket?
If you take it off my hand, you can have it for free.
Okay, how much for a bunch of little bottles so I don't have to carry that whole casket?
You know what? How much would like a little vial cost? Probably not that much. Probably like a silver piece or so. Vial. Really? There are no vials for sale? They got bottle. There are no bottles. Adventuring gear does not contain bottles and vials. The most commonly purchased thing that you always want to have some of. Goodness, Paizo, you
They're
really
priceless. Have you
Water
never played a
copper?
Zelda game?
you've lost your.
Copper?
A tiny glass bottle is not cheap, because there's still a bottle that takes something to make. Yeah, there's just not there. There's no item bottle in it. What the fuck, Paizo? How did this happen? It's a
Maybe
bottle.
it's wait.
It's a bottle. I remember reading things where it's like, hey, you always want to carry a bottle. You never know when you need to take samples or when to hold on to something.
Well, we can always use water skins.
But there is a vial here.
Where?
We have a vial.
Little.
Yeah, but I can't find it on the FNE on SRD, and that's where I'm looking.
Yeah, I found a vial.
Marvelous.
Oh, no. Una
It's
secunda, please.
5 copper.
5 copper. There you go.
Oop, fuck, wrong channel, but it
Yeah, I found it.
exists.
There's a vial.
There we go.
Did I type it wrong? Oh, whatever. Viol. That's like
Viol.
violin.
So I'll think as much as I can have.
For 2 silver pieces, she'll give you 4 bottles of the stuff. At which point, to make sure it looks like what's remaining is not quite as potent. There's only so much in there that's like actually super threatening. And she gives you 4 bottles of the
yes.
stuff.
Fuck yes.
Aw.
How much copper? Huh, actually, they took away my copper while I was putting them in my inventory. Fuck it.
Nice.
I have to rename them. What do you call them?
Just call them magic detritus.
Medical waste.
But somehow
Infectious-
worse.
Infectious waste.
Magical
Medical
gunk.
waste.
Bio,
Goop.
like potion of biohazard.
Potion of goop.
Potion of
shit.
hepatitis.
Can you settle on a name? I keep trying to write it down.
Potion of murder,
Potion of
death, kill.
Potion of fuck that guy.
Medica. It's an MDK potion.
Bone hurting juice.
What's the damage on that, if I may know?
Oh, we'll figure that out when we get there.
Okay.
We'll explode that bridge.
I
when we come
don't
to
think
it.
there's any way to figure out what this stuff does before you just put it at someone. And it's random between all of them because they're all contain different colors and swirls.
Ah, vials of many things.
Vials of
I
wild
see.
magic. Vials of wonder.
I just wrote random magical gunk. Amazing.
Personally, I think the
Love
vial
that.
of wonder perfectly encapsulates the stupidity of this idea.
Amazing. Vial of Wonder.
I mean, to be fair, there is a Rod of Wonder table, and I love it. Oh wow, there's actually a table for it in like Foundry. That's cool.
Aw.
Hooray, tables.
Here we go. Well, would you look at that? I personally want to have someone cut me and then several 20 gems appear in my veins. That doesn't sound very pleasant.
Oh my god.
Point is, you've got your bottles.
Fuck yes.
Hooray.
With rings of doubling, could you do like potion of hepatitis on your
No, it's
sword?
specifically for weapons.
God dang it.
Potion of
Oh, well.
hepatitis. I give hepatitis to you.
Potion of hepatitis beatus.
It would work. But
Okay.
What a concept.
So-
and
so
this
we're going
cat
to
lady is
rest.
just like watching us. Decide
So
whether-
we're trying to name it. We're just giving it names in front of her.
like we're trying to give a name to the contents of her garbage can. Okay.
This is the equivalent of taking a stool sample and saying like, oh, so what are we gonna call this?
Oh, this
Oh,
looks
my
like a
laptop
Steve, I
died.
think.
I want to call it Element Brownium.
Should we call it Snago in memory of a dear friend?
What the
I
hell?
don't think that's a good way to honor his memory.
But he would be a fire potion.
A bottle of sticky trash garbage.
true. Oh, okay, that's kind of mean. If we find something explodey, I think that would make a much better Snago.
If you
Snago
ever invent
Junior.
a firebomb,
Bottle of Big
Hell
Stinky.
yeah. We do have Alchemist's fire.
bottle of beastie juice.
By the way, you this is just for monastery sake.
That's me.
By the end of this adventure, you could probably take on a lich. Priorities. Right now, however, all the in-character descriptions, the vivid of like what a lich is capable of as they have attained this form of immortality is like, I should probably wait on that for a bit.
Just like, yeah.
They conjure walls of ice, freezing clouds that choke the life out of you. They can take over your mind and with a single point can kill entire armies with lightning.
That sounds
Given
just
the
like
sheer
my mom
number
when
of
she's
things
mad.
that have tried to take over my mind with a single point, probably best to wait.
I don't know. How do you feel about DC 36 will save?
I don't feel about
Not
it.
not a fan.
And that's just how it should be. Point is,
Not a fan.
Not opposed.
oh no, you ulti crit failed.
Well,
Well-
I guess I belong to him now.
Oh, that's an experience.
Nah.
Or her. I'm still living for the idea
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
wherever you go, the wizard wishes you the best and hopes that you come back with things you want to buy and the money to buy it. That seems like
Oh,
a
wait,
great
do
thing
I,
to come
do I
back
have
with.
any magical shit to sell to her that we don't need?
Well, she's more than willing to buy.
Let's see what we have.
We can
As soon
probably
as Founder
dump
loads.
most of this stuff because there's a lot of nonsense
have-
that we have.
Yeah, we have a random bunch of shit. So let's see what we can give her.
And
I don't say
it
that out
looks
loud.
like it looks like some of the stuff in our loot bag is already assigned to people, but it's still in the loot bag.
People take your stuff out of the loot bag. What you want?
Yeah.
If you want it, you buy it.
We have a dagger that's like makes people to fall asleep. Makes people to fall asleep, but only once.
Makes people to fall asleep.
Only once.
Once you transfer to, oh my,
We have a bow. We have a striking bastard. Oh, a sword. Okay.
Just a striking bastard.
I like.
It's in the bag. You open
Yo,
the bag.
open
and
the
a fucking
bag, yeah.
goblin flies out. Rah!
Yeah, just punches you in the face. Like, God damn it!
Oh, the
Is
palm
anyone
crossbow is
using
so
the
cute.
wand of manifold missiles?
It's great though. As long as you have a free hand, you can just keep shooting missiles every turn.
Yeah, I'm not
I
using
mean, I'm the only one that can really cast spells. Oh no, wait.
Aren't you someone who casts spells?
Yeah, I can cast spells, so I'll take that one then.
It's a great way to pad out your DPS.
What are we doing with the staff of greater healing?
I mean, you got your mileage out of it earlier.
I mean, I kind of don't need this mentalist stuff, so
Liquidating assets.
I will put the mentalist stuffs back, and I'll take the staff of healing.
Okay, so we sell the mentalist staff.
Yeah.
Does anyone need a +1 longsword?
No,
I've
I
got a
haven't.
+1 striking ghost touch longsword, so I'm good.
So we get rid of the longsword.
Don't forget to give yourself the money. A +1 longsword is not that much. It's actually more, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it was just a regular longsword, and it got upgraded at some point.
That would be 35, so the half would be 17.5.
What does the dagger of eternal sweep do?
How much does
It's
she give us for?
it turns into a +1 grieving strike dagger, so it becomes this really evil knife, but only on a sleeping creature.
Huh.
And after that, after the first strike, it disintegrates. So it's really good to mess someone up who's like hurt from a day's fight or something.
Huh. Do y'all call dibs on this?
You can take the dagger.
I don't
Okay,
You can
want
take
because
the
like
dagger. You're
so,
the
like,
dagger
you can-
person.
yeah, like, and also this is like you can stab someone but only once. And
Oh,
I appreciate that vibe.
Stab a sleeping person. That's the hell.
Excuse me,
So
Magic
what
Miss.
if it's
Do you
a
have
what if it's a lish? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Lish? Lishes don't sleep.
But if one did, would it be okay?
I mean, probably still not. It's not nice.
It is a fish
Just
and
because they're evil doesn't let you be evil in response.
I can very quietly tell them I'm gonna stab.
You
Would that
can
make
ward
it
them.
Yeah. Totes.
Excuse me, Magic Lady. Do you have any magical daggers for our stabby friend here?
Well,
Magic daggers.
Daggers that do magical
I
stuff.
don't usually purchase magic weaponry. That is more a Morland's thing. But I do think I have a dagger.
a what?
Dagger?
Yes. She's like a. She has this kitchen drawer with daggers in it and takes one out. It's a very stabby cutty dagger. Like very good for kitchen use. Apparently, it's enchanted with a +1 striking rune for kicks.
Or for hits.
It's very good if you wanna shank a bitch. For reasons unbeknownst to her, its constant exposure to magic does have it. Like it has ghost touch applied to it, primarily because it's been doused in magic so much that it just has an ethereal presence now. It's
Oh,
cut.
Please, you wanna stab ghosts as well?
Oh yes, please. Yes, please. It just seems like something that's gonna be happening in our future.
Like when it gets close to the ghost touch weapon that your big monastery friend has, it just starts resonating violently.
Wow.
Oh, it's broken.
It's like a theremin.
Oh, oh my god, I love that. Or the when you wiggle a saw and that sound.
Whoop.
Or the laminated paper one. Sure. How many money for this wibbly wobbly thing?
She's like 80 because she has a bunch of those. Wear out quickly, but you know she's using them for all kinds of weird things.
Oh, I mean, so will we. Don't you worry, lady. These knives are not gonna be used for anything mundane like cutting cheese.
Well, you never
More
know.
like
Cutting
more like
ghost
cutting a bed.
cheese.
What if you have to fight a cheese elemental, an elemental, if you will?
Oh my god. Sweet dreams are made of cheese.
They really are. But yes, please.
Well, she's happy because today's been a profitable day. Look at all you losers buying all these things for stupid ideas.
How much
Oh,
do we
yeah.
get for the mentalist staff?
The mentalist staff. The mentalist staff. Let me look up the. Oh, it's 45 gold pieces.
45. It was 90, but it's half, right?
Yeah, you sell for half because they don't know where it's been. They don't know what they're paying for.
Okay. Does she want a short sword? A regular ass short sword?
No.
Nobody does really.
I'm just doing my Skyrim thing where I sell everything to everyone.
You can go to Moreland if you want to sell conventional weaponry.
Mhm.
What else do I have for her? Does she want a beautiful gold necklace with paradox?
A what?
A beautiful gold necklace with paradox.
Mm, nah. She's
For
not looking to
enchanting
enchant any
purposes.
jewelry in any time soon, so.
Oh well, that was all the shit we had.
Nice.
Did I add the dagger?
Give me a moment. I'll throw it into your thing, and I'll also add the prerequisite runes.
Thank you for taking us in this economic adventure.
Shopping
Economics.
Pathfinder 2 Shopping Simulator.
Now I have to add all the prerequisites. First off, weapon potency +1, striking, and ghost touch. There you go. It has all the features. This weird gunk dagger that was used to cut up random magic ingredients.
Absolutely beautiful.
Gooey.
Yeah. And that's minus 80. Cool.
It's a monk weapon? That's weird. Why is my Rakshasa thing a monk weapon? The weapon I'm not supposed to use. Why is it a... Ah, it's a punching dagger. That's why it's a monk weapon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
not
when
supposed
you
to use it?
Can't decide whether you want to stab
Well,
or punch.
you're supposed to use it to off yourself in case things are going big tits up in terms of you're about to get captured by celestial or infernal forces because you're like, we're done with that. We don't want to get involved with that anymore. Rather die than give you the satisfaction.
Self-stabby.
Yep. Also, it looks really cool and makes you look big and important.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Does anyone buy whatever they need?
Well, once you're
Does
done,
anyone...
Huh?
people done making the purchases?
Think so.
Handsome.
We have a necklace of fireballs.
Tiri does.
Oh yeah.
Hell
He
yeah,
never
Jerry.
took it out of the loot bag.
Get your stuff.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Where is it? Necklace of fireballs. Yes, mine.
Used to be yours, but it's mine now.
Is there anything else of importance in Drown's Ferry that we know of?
What? Ooh.
Um,
What question was asked? I was looking at a weird item I just found.
was there anything else of note in the town that we should investigate?
I don't know. I mean, you were
Trying
told
to
to wait
remember.
for a day as the town speaker was going to figure out what gather the right people so that it can have a town meeting.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there are any other like locations here that we were told about.
Let's take a. Oh no, I don't want to see your sheet, Mr. Azurin. You're dead.
All I could remember was the church, the blacksmith, the stables, and the now magic shop.
Well, there are some stores and warehouses. There's a brew house, which I did not properly write down as a brew house.
Should we buy horses?
I don't
'Cause I
know.
think the DM
Yeah.
wants us to buy horses.
I don't. Listen, I'm just saying that it's weird that over all these games, especially ones where people have been going all over the place, no one ever thought about buying a horse. I just don't get it.
Do we buy 4 horses or 2 horses in a carriage?
Ooh, now there's the economic question, ain't it?
A wagon.
Some
Because do
kind
we
of-
need a carriage?
Or you could
Are we
save
fine?
money and build a construct the size of a small house and just build up and get a Baba Yaga hut.
How is that saving money?
Well, you know, it's got more storage space and it's a bit sturdier.
It can probably walk through water.
It's essentially buying a house.
That
Listen,
moves.
if you're just gonna call everything buying a house, then you'll go nowhere in life.
But this is buying a house with legs.
Yeah,
So
a mobile investment.
should we clue in Drillon's Fairy that that thing exists? Because they can just walk away from the invasion.
What exists?
Baba Yaga huts.
I don't think the Baba Yaga hut actually exists. But
Aw. Oh well.
As you leave
Oh,
the fine
wow.
store, you see something happen up ahead.
Oh no.
What's happening?
Two dark figures, blots of black, shoot through the sky and land within the town.
I throw a dagger.
At what?
They're a short distance away,
just reflexively at nothing, just bah!
and immediately
What the hell is that?
after a moment, you start to hear quite a bit of screaming coming from down the town, as it were.
Oh no. Rock bolts towards it.
Yeah, me too. Just already sword and shield out.
As you rush your way down. Oh man. If you got a horse, maybe the horse could walk instead of you and your legs.
God damn it, stuff it with the horse.
What if you got like roller skates and had your party drag you?
What if we all got roller skates and move super fast?
As you make your way down, you are confronted by creatures of quite the strange regard. 3-headed monstrosities with vast bat-like wings and large white dragon heads, as well as a lion's face and a goat. A goat! What's that
Okay.
doing on them?
Oh my god.
Couple of
Somebody
these
fucked up
idiots.
a magic shit.
They
I
throw
look
around the
around?
carts. They seem to be chewing on someone's favorite pet. Or that's just
Can
a
I
cow.
look Can I look around and see if Jor is nearby?
Jor left. He's like he's probably gonna keep an eye out. So
Yeah, it lives in the
Okay,
woods.
just like in case he's gonna yell at us again.
you're pretty sure that these, judging by the tack they're wearing, they're not wild animals.
Yeah. These are outside of his jurisdiction.
I'm sorry, I can't arrest them. They belong to someone else.
I don't see anything. I'm in black.
It's
Give.
like-
Oh, I know why that is. Because I'm stupid. I forgot to turn on global illumination.
There we go.
Let there be light.
People are
Oh,
diving
these
into
are
their
the
houses.
tasty boys.
Oh wow.
Feisty boys.
Oh,
Ooh.
juicy.
Well, we're not going to this house.
Who is this beast I see?
The beast would like to ask you a question, namely, how do you want to be eaten? Which head do you prefer?
I prefer the goat
Goat.
one.
Definitely goat one with tartar sauce included, please.
I prefer mine,
Ooh.
honestly.
Go ahead, roll me initiative.
Can I roll
Hello.
stealth or do I have to roll perception?
You're gonna roll stealth if you were taking a stealthy approach to the situation.
Let's just reset. Well, given that we were rushing in, probably.
Oh. Yeah.
There is no stealth.
I mean, you could totally be hiding behind a building and darting from building to building as you check ahead. So, like following your allies half step, like a dinghy, you'd be over here-ish.
Yeah, I'm slower. I'm slower then. I'm gonna go with perception.
Evie, you're technically no longer affected by dragon unless you took it on the way.
Oh, oh sure. Okay, I mean I can take it.
Monastery. Okay, you can put yourself wherever you want. You can't be further than this building's furthest wall, but otherwise you can put yourself where you want to.
I was next to
Oh.
Monastery. We were running together, right, Monastery?
Please actually load Foundry.
Foundry.
I'm good.
Yeah, we
Foundry.
were both running ahead.
Okay,
We
I
were
know what the
both running
problem
ahead.
is. No, wait. Wow, how
Refresh.
the hell
Re-
is this so big?
refresh it. It didn't want to load for me either. Then I refreshed
Yeah,
and it
because
worked.
apparently this file is like 40 megabytes. I'm pretty sure I made a smaller version that was like more compressed than that.
Look at
Oh.
all the
Did already
details we can see. I can see individual grass blades.
Yeah, I
did
went a little
already
overboard in this. I honestly thought that if I shrunk it down a little bit, it'd be more manageable, but apparently it's still super hard to deal with. Alright. And now I want to save it as, because I want to keep the original, but okay. Save as Town Hall 2. Boop. And then I gotta open this, and I
That's actually
gotta
work.
configure, and then I gotta set it to 75. Then I gotta open the file, and set the file to the baby one, the one that's a lot smaller. How much smaller is it? Okay, show in folder, please. So many buttons. Ugh. Okay, that one's only 10 megabytes. That's 4 times as less. Which is... I should probably just save it as a JPEG now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Found
unfortunately, this
refresh
process
again.
has also shrunk everyone.
And I'm also dead again. I have all the dead stuff. Once again.
You're so little.
Once
Oh.
again, I'm dead.
Oh, wait. What's going on with the tiles? This is weird.
Oh,
Why am I so tiny?
wow. Because you're short.
Okay, well, whenever this map is loaded, we can get started.
It loaded for me now.
Thing.
It is pure white for me.
Well, that's because you have special eyes. Ah, it'll get there eventually. Anyway,
What does Fiendish Nature do?
what does fiendish nature do? Oh, it just gives you
Oh,
bones against
okay.
curses and diseases because you're not that normal.
I'm not normal.
This
That's that
Chimera
hot top flora.
down south. Well, technically it's east or southeast because of how the road's oriented. It has fun. It moves towards a nearby cart and just gives the old banana slammer.
Okay, babers, do y'all want some juice? Whomst want some soup?
It throws its head in. I just need to make sure.
For reals, gang. If anybody wants power-ups, they are available.
Still loading.
So it just, yeah, these creatures haven't quite noticed you yet, so they're just gonna spend some time crashing into things, eating what they can, grabbing things that look pretty.
Yeah, sounds like Tumblr.
Sounds like Tumblr. Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah, okay, that explains everything.
I can't move to them.
There we go. Now
It's
I can
sad.
see.
Well, they haven't noticed you yet. They don't seem to care that you're there, but they are causing significant damage to the surrounding area. Monastery, can you see yet?
Yeah, I can see now.
What do you want to do? These boys are breaking things. They're breaking that man's cart, and it's filled to the brim with fun things like wheat.
My cabbages.
Not my cabbages.
Probably rush forward. Try and
I keep
get
reading
these things'
strokes.
attention so I don't like hit anything.
Do it.
So
Do it.
move to here first, and then use my charge as soon as I get my sheet back open after refreshing.
Charge.
Charge. Run in, target the dummy, and then attack him with the sword. Nope.
What just
Usually like
happened?
that.
Well, if everything went alright, the thing that should have happened is that I turned the brightness off and token vision off, which should help alleviate some of the stress of the page. Point is, swoosh at its backside. Well, it's flat-footed because it doesn't know that you're there. It doesn't care that you're there. It's busy throwing over a cart, so hit it for damage.
I mean, what it did was crash Foundry, so I have to refresh now.
Oh, I appreciate that turning off vision does that to people.
It fucked up a lot of things here as well.
I like that I'm the only one who's not affected by that, but I have my own problems. Don't worry. I have my own moments where.
So if I go
Yo.
here, this is not a place I can go, right?
Well, I mean, there's some debris there, but you could definitely make that.
Can I move? This is 5 more than I can move.
Yes.
This is his space.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Okay, there we go. Shoot,
Release
shoot,
the
shoot.
birds,
Where's
which
the
is to
shoot?
say that every bird in the local area is like, oh no, big scary animals. Ooh, whoa.
There we go.
Show us the. Oh, ow, ooh. Right in the keister. Not my keister. I need that for sitting.
No.
It's 3 heads. Let out a 1, 2, 3. Roar, roar, roar. And they're all different. Although one of them is more like a meh. One is a. And the other one's more like.
They're harmonizing. They've got the like high pitched goat. They got the middle pitched lion. and the
Hello,
low-pitched
hello,
goat.
hello.
They have like an a cappella gig in between the rampage.
Yeah.
They're called the tricapella because there's 3 of them per head, per person. Evie,
Tripatonics.
they notice
Yes,
your friend.
hello.
Who knows how much friend will be left once their heads have done something? Who knows what those heads can do?
Oh no. Well, that doesn't seem very nice. How about we enjoy a nice little. Let's see. Let's.
Evie
Like a
makes
little
tea.
classic. Evie makes a tea, and it's called the Blight Bomb. Because I mean, sometimes you
I
just
know.
gotta. Yeah.
That's not a
Sometimes
good
you
tea.
just gotta. It's a delicious tea.
May I recommend moving a little bit closer? You know, you're quite a distance away. You're
Yes,
throwing a
please.
pretty heavy bomb.
Yeah, and you have an action.
Close.
Cool. Okay, cool. In that case, there is a -2 to the attack roll, but you got good odds. Show us the goods.
Don't hit
Hell
monastery.
yeah.
Sploosh!
Aiming around money.
Show me the
as
damage.
always. Behold.
14. It also now has
How
persistent.
solid.
It's persistently poisoned.
Don't die.
Oh wow.
The bomb of volatile toxic chemicals rot through its skin, creating these moldy patches of fur that keep burning away. Nice. It grows ever more aggressive as it now suffers pain and anguish. Rocks suffer.
Gasp.
Show me the beans.
I'm gonna go here.
Although now it's not really the time to show the beans.
One question: does this count as flanked?
How
or
about
not
sure? Why
yet?
not? I mean, it's really distracted by the guy who's stabbing it in the butt, and I didn't notice you before, so it's technically still flat-footed because I'm nice.
Thank you. I'm just gonna make one strike with the target is flat-footed. Bang. Oh no.
Listen, when you walk into an exploding cart, of course it's going to cause some accuracy problems. Which is to say, your attack doesn't go off at all. You just get hit with a spray of splinters and wheat, and they're sticking out of your shirt, and it's itchy. Ugh. Jerry. Unfortunately, as that kind of gem, I'm obliged to tell you that they are in perfect electric arc range. If only you had that spell. Great.
Ish. Right, so have they both been alerted?
The one up north doesn't quite care yet. It might care once its turn comes around and knows that someone is stabbing its friend, but right now it's just having a good time and it's not immediately paying. These things aren't that smart by the looks of it. Or at least not organized.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sudden bolt the one that everyone's attacking.
Oh, sure, just keep piling it on, I guess. Well, that's not a critical success.
Just.
Ooh, that is
So much
one
damage.
slick roll, everything above average.
Spicy.
I noticed that my
Delicious.
combat numbers are off. Oh well, I'll fix that some other time. I really like the combat damage number. They're fun. They add a little spazazz. This Chimera
I
is
can see.
angry. But what's a reasonable thing to
no.
do? Let's see. 3-headed strike. Oh, that's neat. That's pretty neat. Aw. That doesn't work right now. Well, you know what? You know what, Mr. Monastery? You know what? You know what? That
Mono.
white dragon head on its back, rears towards you. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, and it goes swoosh.
Oh no.
Is that ring of cold resistance I got in effect yet, or do I have
If
to,
you
like,
invested
spend
in
a
it as an action at some point, yeah, it works.
Oh yeah, I probably would have put it on and then, you know. But
Roll me that
it's
reflex.
Reflex, yeah.
Oh man, that's a pretty.
Can we roll more ones? We need more ones.
I'm gonna hero point.
You might. Oh man. Well, that's good news. That's still a critical failure, as you
Oh my
get
God.
full blasted by a spray of ice. That's what you get when you're this close. You get the chilly willies in your armor. So that's 48
one-
minus whatever minus
yeah.
5, so 43. And then its other head.
Apparently.
Its other head. Well, you know what? It's just gonna gloat. It's having a good
For
time.
48 hit points.
Is it the goat? Is the goat gloating? Goat gloat.
This, you hear screaming coming from up north as this large chimera is clawing at the door with its lion paws.
Oh, like
Oh,
us.
he wants to be inside.
As it terrorizes the people inside, it picks up the smell of freshly made ice cubes. Suddenly, it dives up into the air with its flight speed and tries to crash down into you.
I'm so into you.
Which head would be the lion head? The lion's the one who's going to pounce around here. We're not.
Nah.
Lion's the one that's going to miss around here.
However,
The lion bites his own tongue.
unfortunately, your head is the strongest part of your body. Monastery. It's your turn. Did you know?
I was informed.
Gasp.
Burb.
The gasp.
I'm going to start by lay on handsing myself. Just to get
24. Or 18.
24.
Just to get by.
18.
No, it's rounded up. Yeah, it's 24 now.
Yeah, 24.
Big rub.
So, that's, 87.
And your AC goes up by 2.
Why did that roll?
Because it's for, I don't know. I don't know why it rolls that really awkward number.
Whatever. And then I'll target that guy and hit him in the face.
Well, not like that. If only you were flanking. Throw up your shield.
Yep.
In that case, you have +4 to your normal armor class at this point, because you're just like really turtled up. Lay on hands is
33,
great.
baby.
People don't know this, but the anti-paladin version of this, where touch of nah is also pretty good.
Touch of
Touch
nah.
of frowny face emoji.
The touch of meanie. Evie, what do you do? Oh wait, I forgot. This
Hello.
fine gentleman is. Oh no, he already got his persistent from the first hit. So we'll have to do persistent next time. But for now, what do you do?
Oh, well.
I try to figure out why Mani's health bar ain't showing.
I mean, I've
money.
never been able to see Terry's health bar. So
I've
I
never
don't know,
been
but-
able to see anyone's health bar.
It's hover by owner, and I want to set it to hover by anyone because you know you're friends. You can tell who's hurt and not. Yeah, it works for okay. So
I can see Evie's bar, but I can't see. Oh, I can see everyone's now.
Well, let's do it verbally then. Moni, how are you? How are you feeling, bud? You need some elixirs up you, or
No, I'm fine. Focus on
Huh?
damage for now.
cool.
Baby, how you feeling?
Baby,
I've
it's
got a
cold
headache. I'm not
outside.
feeling so great.
I don't feel
Oh,
so
maybe-
great.
Maybe tomorrow night.
How about this? How about one of theseums
oh no,
on my beloved
Oh, the
tagged
old
friend?
spicy boys.
Mm-hmm.
I say spicy too
Well, can I even eat that without hitting any of my pals?
probably
You have bomber, don't you?
you can hit it in like
Okay.
this square, like hit it in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to like do a little bit of an overhand. You know when people play basketball and they do the two-step and then launch? Well, that.
Yeah, a layup.
Well, it's still. Let's.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's in the back. No wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Eight in
Okay,
the
cool.
back.
Well, then both of the dudes get hit by splash.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no, you're not going that over there.
Please don't.
Rolls right on
I'll
top
go
of
for it.
rock.
Excellent.
Rock, do something. Do something.
Okay, okay. Give me a minute.
Hit it, Rocky.
Rocky's gonna move here. Now I'm actually flanking.
Oh, you're making a full move action? I wouldn't recommend
Just
it.
move action, yeah.
Then in that case, it's going to take a bite of you.
Bite me.
It turns out that with all these heads, it can bite at you.
I
Chomp,
didn't
chomp.
move away from it. Okay.
No, you move within this threatened space. Like,
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
it's only the step that lets you do that.
Hmm.
Anyway, I think the dragon head's a bit busy. So, well, actually, I don't. I'm trying to think this out. I imagine the lion head's like the only one that's actually close enough to bite you. It's a really awkward angle. It's like going under the dragon head, and it gives you the old chompy chomp. And because it's so
Ooh.
massive, it hurts.
That took a bite out of my health.
That took a bite out of crime.
Okay, now I
And it
strike
'cause
it
he's a
twice.
rogue.
Let him have it.
I'm angry.
Ooh, solid blow.
Get him.
Damage.
Man, don't underestimate sneak
boys.
attack. It's worth it.
Attack again. It wasn't
Sneak
supposed
attack,
to be that.
'cause you're
It's
worth it.
minus. It's -4. It's 14. Second one is 14 to hit.
Nope.
I hit the wrong thing.
Definitely not going.
Tiri, it looks like they're about to start cracking open a nice lobster.
Hmm. This is the. How far?
Yeah.
Is Fireball supposed to have a range of 500?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like that.
Okay.
You-
it just be like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a fireball, like. Yeah.
Almost me.
Okay.
Actually hitting. me.
While that works, you are potentially setting some of the buildings on fire, but sure.
Maybe don't
It was
destroy the
almost
town.
perfect.
Nobody's
Move
perfect.
it- Move it a bit forward though. And to the left. And up. Forward and up.
Man, this is some real fancy algebra.
No,
But
but
I'm still hitting buildings.
Yes.
yeah.
You can hit me. I can survive a fireball. Go
I
forward.
can't believe
go-
Rock is so well. Monastery is also
That's
going to
in
get hit.
Monastery.
So let's be clear. Do you want to hit your friends or do you want to hit the buildings?
I will have a tiny bit of building being hit.
Marvelous.
You wanna
Show me the
something
goods
else?
on that fireball, baby.
Oh god, I
Hell
was
yeah.
like actually accidentally. Big fireball. Let's go.
I clicked.
Damn.
Well, none of them
Get
Hot-
it.
none of them pull off cleanly, but they do take half, and they do start to look a little hurt. I need to start figuring out what their morales are for. Like, at what point they're going to be like, you know what? Out of here.
This is
Mhm.
actually hurting our feelings.
You are hurting their feelings. Why are you doing this?
Oh wait, I have one more action left. I'm gonna use that to chuck the elemental toss on the hurt one.
That's
Yes.
bullying. Don't bully. Elemental toss is a range of
Nice.
30 feet.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Wah,
Oh wait,
wah.
it doesn't have range increments, does it?
No. Spells, unfortunately, do not have that.
Okay. Cancel
Just
that.
stop to repeat.
Cancel that. I am done.
You are. Or at the very least, you overestimated your ability to stretch Armstrong over there.
Yeah, I'm used to having like 120 feet range.
Marvelous. The Chimera's wings go wide. It takes a little itty bitty step back, and then it takes a step forward, and then it, in a single motion, both tries to headbutt Monastery with its goat head, which hangs off the side as it does this, and then it takes off to the sky. Your armor class might be big, Monastery, but this, boom. Monastery, it technically provokes an attack of opportunity because it's taking a full move action to fly up into the air.
Yeah, I'll take that damage and do a attack of opportunity. Then.
Get him! Get him!
Uh,
You hit him because he's flat-footed.
oh yeah.
Because you have him flanked from both sides, you get the goat head right in the face. Ow! Its spirit is dampened as it flies off. It's now 40 feet-ish off the ground. The other Chimera. Well, I like that they could have given this thing the triple attack that the Hydra has, but it does not. It just goes chompy chomps. Well, this dragon is curious for a nibble. How do you taste like lobster? It wonders. It wonders. It wonders. Luckily, Monastery is good with shield, or this would hurt a lot. Instead, he only gets nibbled by a dragon. Chomp. That's cold damage, by the way. You can reduce. You can ignore that. You can just reduce it to 14 damage because your ring resists the cold.
Alright.
This large behemoth unleashes its barrage upon you, Monastery.
Ow, ow, and ow, ow. Well, I can't attack the one that's up in the air, so I can switch focus onto the other one then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty, tidy. It goes ow.
Second one, no. Okay. And shield.
Dun, 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 dun,
What should
dun,
I
dun,
do?
dun,
actually?
dun, 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 dun. EV, what do you wanted? There's a Chimera right over your head. If it stopped flying right now, it would just fall right on top of you if it didn't have the momentum moving forward. I appreciate that you're trying to send it Morse code, but it doesn't understand that.
Nah, I'm trying to have a think, big ol' think.
Well, you know what? You're allowed to do the Jimmy Neutron Eureka thing, but
Yeah, definitely. If I throw my dagger, I might never get it back because this thing will fly away.
it might just fly away to the moon, yes, and then you down it.
Then I
You
have
lost
not
the
done a
dagger that you
goddamn
just bought.
I think I'm gonna like do a little scootamatootalampootalik and in the Blight Bomb in my pal over there. Get some of that persistent damage.
Show me the goods, 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 goods. Show me the. Ooh, man, you're good with those bombs, man.
I mean, those are good. Those are the goods.
You roll it under its foot, and it steps right on top of it. Damage, please.
Is the Blight Bomb a pumpkin or something? Why do I see a pumpkin as a picture?
Well, because it's filled with chemicals, I imagine, that are like liquid, so it's a bladder.
Nice.
Plus, it gets to pop and do the splash.
My bladder is gonna pop.
It's the
Pop,
captain of the
squish.
guard. There are some
Cicero.
guards here, but they're like, oh no, what chances do we have?
Like, we're just
There are
traffic
heroes at
police.
work. And that bandit, we know him.
Wait a minute, I know who you are.
Wait, I know you.
The captain of the guard comes charging in,
Hey,
bullet
wait, that's
already,
me.
and takes a
It's
single.
me, Mario.
I mean, they prefer.
Wait, that's monastery.
Yeah, why are there two of me?
That's monastery.
Listen, I made the Stoker before I knew what monastery was going for.
Spider-Man
Money,
image.
money, money.
Mr. Softfur. Someone is coming charging in.
Rock gets a bow
Yeah.
at the flying one.
Well, you hit him right in the keister, that's for sure.
Oh, no sneak damage. Why did it come sneak damage? It didn't come sneak
Oh
damage.
man, in that case you do a lot less.
I did a lot less damage. I'm so sorry.
6. Well, that one looks like it's gonna leave. It adjusts its trajectory. Just go, get the hell out of here. You've
Can I do
one
a
action
second
left.
strike? Oh.
But it's like every second attack, everyone rolls a critical failure.
That was
It
it.
is how it is.
I have one more thing I can do. No, I don't have it. I got a bow with my first one, right?
Yes, you have to take out your bow, unless you have quick draw.
I don't have quick.
Mr. Thierry Couture. I mean Thierry.
Oh god, that is a very low chimera.
There's a very low chimera. Can you take it down?
It's 40 feet in the air, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
We'll
I
find
don't
some.
know nothing about geometry.
Ray of Frost it.
Ow!
True.
Ooh!
Bitch, I
Broadsiding it.
Voluntary.
Spice that boy.
You broadside the creature into oblivion. That's what you do.
Just flies away.
It's you catch it in one of its wings, which, I mean, you get what you want. You kill it. It's dead, but it immediately nosedive crashes into a nearby building as a result of that.
Oops.
Oh, the perils of urban fighting.
That's fine.
You know what? No, since it's a critical hit, I'll say that you hit one of its wings. It veers off, spirals out of control, and actually misses it. That seems a bit more fair.
Nice.
You can claim that was planned, but good luck selling it. The other chimera.
I'm a master strategist. Okay.
The other chimera moves forward, provoking, because it's not stepping.
Oh.
Get him! Ow!
Slash.
My butt! Then it unleashes the three-headed bite. Now, I think you can use this otherwise. It just doesn't take any penalty. Okay, so it's gonna make an attack against you and against Evie, and it's gonna take a -2. The dragon head goes for you, Monastery, because you're on that side of its body. And the goat horns go to Evie. That's with a -2, so I don't think it hits either of you.
Yeah.
It gambled on
Evie.
this double strike, and neither succeeded. What a poor boy. Monastery. Get him.
Yep.
Get him.
Wait, how much AC does Monastery have right now?
29.
31. 31 with my shield up.
And
Jesus
33 if he
Christ.
puts that good old, lay on hands on himself.
I have
If he
20
lays some hands on himself.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
I mean, I keep meaning to interject, but Monastery is a lady, but it is
Listen,
hard to.
Point herself. I'm so sorry.
listen, Combo has to go through the same thing every single day.
Aw,
I keep
sorry,
forgetting to
Monty.
interject.
Monastery
Oh,
misses
Queen
and Monastery
Mom.
hits. What a lady. What a champ.
The hero.
Clonk.
Shieldy shield.
Evie, you're directly adjacent to a creature that has like a big rod on its foot. It's drippy,
Hmm.
but that's just your poison.
It's drippy. I mean, sure. How about I rub some, well, not salt, but this into it?
Now
Just like,
it will snap at you with its head, but you can do that.
I mean, if it wants to, get it in the mouth, then sure, I can do that.
Well, good news.
Just like chomp chomp.
It bites you real good like, but you do get your attack as normal. Go ahead, roll it.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
that is an attack. I guess it
As
was a
it-
bit too startling to get bitten.
well, I do manage to get the bomb in place. You get caught in the splash, so you and it both take 2 splash damage, but it doesn't get set on fire or anything. How
Well,
sad!
That's okay. Well, that's okay for now.
The captain keeps closing the distance. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I think that's also a 1d8 deadly. Was it 1d10 deadly? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Let's keep going. It's all about you. In the background, a bunch of idiots are shooting their bows, and they're completely incapable of hurting this creature. It is beyond their skill to fight it effectively. Rock! The big boy looks like,
The
It-
target is flanked, right?
the target is flanked now, yes.
Hehe,
Oh god.
Well, that's Mies.
I moved and I got my rapier out, putting away my bow, so that was it. That was me.
Tiri, make it count with that magic finger of yours. Pew pew.
Hmm,
Finger guns to victory.
another
Evie, did you take the damage you took?
sudden bolt.
Did I?
Again.
No, I'm still displaying at current HP. How much do I take away?
Go up to the damage you took and press the little person and the
24.
minus next to it.
It was
The first button
23.
of the 3 at the bottom.
23 damage,
20.
Ah.
Pew.
which is considerable.
The Chimera. You know what? It's still feeling emboldened. It's got this on lockdown, baby. So it's gonna do one of these, and then it's gonna fly up into the air. Let's just say it's in sequence. This one's for Eevee. This one's for Monastery. This one's for Rock, and I think although Eevee gets bitten.
Oh,
So
I love that.
to just take the
Okay,
damage, you click
getting
that
the
button.
little manias.
Bam!
Yeah.
And then it provokes any attacks opportunity that may be present as it flies straight up by slapping its wings mightily.
I think instead of using attack of opportunity, I'm going to use Retributive Strike to lower Eevee's damage, and then do
Aw.
an attack of opportunity.
So Eevee gets 9 hit points back.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, bud.
Did
Bam.
miss though.
Miss. Monastery, it's in the air, beyond your weapon's reach. If only you had bigger, longer arms.
Yeah, there is a strength bow in our like loot thing. You should take that.
I have no dexterity. I wouldn't be able to hit anything with
I
it.
think that's a strength bow.
No, that just means you get to add strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to your
Damn.
damage, I think. Anyway,
Let's
I'm gonna.
take a look-see. Let me take a look-see.
When I added it to myself, it just said I had a +1 on attack, and that didn't seem correct because I have more dex than that. Then I just put it back. So I assume it's a strength bow.
No, the damage on melee on ranged weapons is static. Propulsive lets you add half your strength.
Anyway, I'm just gonna shield up and ready an attack in case it comes back down.
You know, you could try to frighten it while you're. No, it's actually out of range of that too. Gosh, it's so far up.
Can you
Also, I
throw
have
me at it?
untrained intimidation.
Can you throw me at it?
I don't think I can throw you like 30 feet in the air. I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Eevee, what would you like to do? Us need to apply some poison damage.
Oh, please do. Well, thank. This thing is above us. Is it
Yeah.
in the reach of my sling?
Yes, I think this thing's like 50 feet range.
Well, then let us attempt that, right?
Ah!
Nice.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That's
If
the
you,
thing
are
that
you
just
sure you're
happened.
not playing a martial class?
I don't know. I was supposed to be like, okay, buffs, heals, haha, I'm helping. Now it's just like shanking
Buffs,
people left and right.
heals,
Yeah. Get more
smooches.
attack
Shank.
crits than the rest of us.
Is this a crit or a damage?
Crit.
The crit.
Definitely a
Oh,
crit.
delicious.
You hit it so firmly in the gut that it's winded for a moment. Exactly.
I'm not
This
bad
is
for
a
that.
damage sponge.
Oh, and together with an arrow right in its hind leg, shock takes over and it flops back down with a mighty, knocking up much
So-
dirt and a couple of cobblestones. Ow!
Still alive?
We're definitely
No, it's dead.
doing something.
Okay, good.
As customary is, it will tell you how many experience points you earned. Thank
Oh,
you.
Wow.
How nice.
Thank
Well,
you, Mr.
Thank you, Chimera. Chimera.
Chimera. So
Um,
we're at a 585.
85.
Oh, I think I missed a few then. 508. Also, did we ever level up or anything?
We should be level 7. I don't think we leveled up last time.
Okay.
yeah, you specifically leveled up before you went to Skullbridge.
Yeah.
And then Skullbridge was like, here's everything. Here's a bunch.
Hmm.
You just fought an entire war by your lonesome. Of course you get lots of points for that.
Was that the one that I missed?
Oh yeah, you weren't.
That
here
explains
for
a
the
lot.
Session.
Yeah.
We did mention it,
yeah.
but maybe you didn't get around to it.
Yeah, no, I don't know the procedure for the level up gestures and actions. But yeah, we can handle that in a bit.
You can
What
do that
level are
afterwards.
you, Evie?
I'm displaying a 7.
Then you're okay.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
maybe
Excellent.
you might have.
Hmm?
It auto does like all the numbers and stuff, but maybe like feats and things.
Let's take a
Yeah,
very,
but-
very quick look at what alchemists get. I think it's perpetual infusion. Weapon expertise. Oh, that's an important one. General feat,
Ooh.
iron will, perpetual infusions, and a skill increase. So let's just make sure. I think iron will. Yep, you're now an expert at will things. You are an expert with alchemical weapons, which means that your proficiency rank for simple, unarmed, and bombs goes up to expert. That's pretty cool.
Banana
Hell
bomb.
yeah.
That's bombers,
Yeah.
man.
It sure as heck is.
That's please, Mr. Bomberman, copyright owners, do not sue me for trademarks. Let's take
You're
a look. See.
under arrest, buddy.
Powerful. Oh, and you got that a couple of us. But perpetual infusion. You can now make an infinity amount of two thing. Okay, wait. You're gonna be able to create two. Oh. Okay, so whenever you use quick alchemy, you make two items.
Hell yeah. So I can just like make it once and then spend.
Oh no
Two
no
of
no
my
no 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 no
actions.
no no wait.
What?
You can spend an action and you just make two. You are a surgeon,
Yes.
a chirurgeon.
I'm the medic.
Unfortunately, yours are not too exciting, but I think the party will appreciate them when they become relevant. You can, at any
Yeah.
moment so desired, pull lesser antidotes and anti-plagues out of your wrists. Like bam.
Yeah, I think that's gonna definitely come in handy.
Where's my dongle?
Hey, if you ever deal with poison or diseases, you don't shrug the doctor.
Definitely.
I mean, the real fun one is the bomber because they just shake out weak bombs, but bombs nonetheless. So they're never short.
This is definitely nice.
Anyway,
Okay, so we can add that like later.
we'll take care of that when
Not right now.
we got to take care of that.
Yeah.
For now,
Not right.
the captain of the guard would like to thank you for this, and is very worried at the fact that these things were just kind of, you know, there's a part of her that understands that if this is part of the main force and these just kind of went ahead, what does that say about what's left behind and still incoming?
Mm.
Yeah, that's frightening that they can just dump these out of the sky.
You're just vibing.
Also, watching you did all right for all things considered, but she's like, still she
Yeah, not now.
she
Now
would
do people believe us?
thank you for your services rendered.
Don't mention it.
That's what we do.
How much gold were you promised again? She asks very politely. Unfortunately, well,
Wait, we got that gold.
you
No, we
never
haven't got it
you
yet.
never got paid for the original job.
We were gonna
Yeah.
speak to Speaker Boy about it eventually.
No, she's just so straight up. How much were you promised again?
I remember it not being much. I probably wrote it down in a different thing. If I look through all of
For
like
the day.
tons of notes. Not that one.
She has a bag with her and presents it to you, and it contains 400 gold pieces, or at least so she tells you, and says that she knew that with what the speaker's going through, he's probably going to take a while to pay you, and she does think that you deserve money for your services rendered. So she actually went to take care of this on her own.
Oh,
She
thank you.
she might get a slap on the fingers for doing that, but considering that you seem to be the only competent allies in this whole situation, she doesn't want to get on your bad side.
Thank you for your help.
While I'm here, may I ask you a question? What do you plan to do next? After tomorrow's meeting?
Well, the plan is
To
to
the lizard folk people.
yeah to head north to rest and make contact with the Tirikata. Try and disable the hobgoblins like lizard folk breeding facility.
The Tirikitora cooperating with the hobgoblins?
No, they're likely going to be potential allies. We're going to speak with them to see what they can do over there.
Sounds like
They might be
this.
getting forced. They might be persuadable, but we'll try.
Plus, getting the help of rest itself would probably be a good idea.
I highly doubt you will find much help in Rest, considering that it's mostly a ruin.
Yeah, isn't it a ruin?
Yeah. It's a city that got
Yeah.
flooded. But there are
Now
lizard folk
it's
in that
Rest
area.
now.
I mean, if you find a lizard folk tribe that's like, sure, we're good for a war. We're not involved with this at all, but sure, why not? We'll sacrifice life and limb for nobody.
We got
If
nothing to do
nothing
this
else.
weekend.
Well, they can't
but-
sacrifice the limbs. They grow them back, probably.
But also, they can just spread word, and having the mobile boys and all of those waterways is gonna be a good combination. Like, even if we've personally managed to fail somehow,
Well,
it's still gonna be
as
a good
mentioned,
thing
she
to
wishes
warn
you the
people.
best and says that she'll see you tomorrow
Aw.
at that meeting.
Thank you.
Unless you have anything you want to do in town today, or ask questions. We can't just
Okay.
jump straight forward to the thing
The thing.
the next day. After you
I'm
spend some
okay
time
with
rubbing
that,
your
so.
wounds up.
Yeah.
You can
Let's.
By the way, heal yourself up to full. You're in town. There's people around. I assume the Butter Journey
Mm.
and your Paladin are capable of bringing you back up to full in the intermediate time.
Oh, also, any lootables on the chimeras?
Nope. The attack they're wearing isn't particularly interesting. It's just some stuff to guide them around and lead them places more than actual anything worth selling.
Any poisonous glands and shit like that?
Unfortunately, no. And while they do have a dragon's head, it's not the kind of dragon's head where you could try to extract its breath weapon.
Aw.
No.
Oh well.
They're not
We
as
tried.
they're not as whimsical. Go ahead and sue them.
I will.
I think
I
I'll
will.
just like
I
help
will.
the town
I
cart
want to
into like
speak with the
the
Chimera
junkyard.
manager.
Okay, Karen. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna like if the town does something to like remove these carcasses from the middle of the freaking street, I think I'll be helping with that.
Probably spend the rest of the day cooperating with the guard, just trying
Handsome.
in case anything else falls from the sky.
In that case, you do actually get involved in like scaring off some weenies. You know the guy kind.
Oh.
Who
At
won't
the-
make names for themselves by going early.
Like at
Can
this
I
point,
actually-
if like a bunch of those regulars come at you, you just crack your knuckles and just go, okay, let me show you how it's done.
Can I spend the rest of my day trying to cheat as many people as I can out of money? At the
Sure, we'll
gambling
treat it
place?
as a profession thing. But I do want to point this out to you, by the way, Monastery. Something that you notice when you start bullying these guys around, they seem to know who you are, and they don't like being near you.
Huh.
The enemy is
Okay,
becoming aware of who you are to the extent that like their grunts are like, okay, I heard he killed like 20 of us on his own. Hang back. Let the big guy stand in front, but that doesn't really work when you've got a whole barrage of arrows coming from behind you as well. So, it's great. Anyway, someone here's
Sounded a good
cheesing.
little thing.
I
Okay,
love that Mani is like the giant ant lady of nightmares. Just yes, that's the legend. The ant Mazan, if you will.
I will.
and Evie is like, there's
I'll
a spider who
fix it
spits
in-
balls of fire and acid at you. There's a
Okay,
man who can conjure lightning out of thin air.
There's an ant there who throws Legos that explode under your feet and give you.
Oh my god.
There's also this dude with a rapier who like stabs you, and then you're like, I'm already dead. How? Anyway, Mister wants to mug this town out of some money. How about you roll me? What would be appropriate? I say deception's appropriate here. You're trying to, you go through the inns and try to mug some people out of the money effectively. Go ahead.
I can go
Thievery.
thievery as well.
That'd be stealing.
You are-
Okay, I'm gonna do this.
You're playing the con game. Unfortunately for you, as successful as you are, you don't make a meaningful amount of money, and at some point you basically get like yelled out of there because they don't like
Okay.
People are
people.
5 minutes, and also like these people
What
are
is
far
like
away
5
from
minutes in?
becoming like war refugees, and some dude's trying to rob them.
This is a great way to gain the evil alignment.
I'm not stealing from them. I'm playing cards against them.
It's not stealing if they give me their money voluntarily,
Yeah.
even if it's at gunpoint.
It's not stealing if it's an MLM scheme.
Listen,
Oh, I
it's-
should do that.
It's not stealing if I gave them a choice between their money and their life.
You
Yeah, I
make
should seriously
choice.
start a multi-level marketing theme right now in the city.
Please don't start a pyramid scheme.
If you start a pyramid scheme, you immediately become chaotic evil. There is no recovering from this.
So Tiamat is the master of multi-level marketing.
That's what.
Go
the
out
whole
and
goblin
synergize your paradigms by contacting your friends and family.
Hobgoblins are actually Herbalife.
No!
Hey Han,
Forward
would you like
this
to buy
message
some
to
of my?
10 of your closest friends.
Invite them
Han,
over
if
for a
you buy
Tupperware
the-
party.
Oh my god.
It's the next day. You've all had a good night's sleep. You're rested up,
Arrested.
but there is this sense of unease in the air. The rumors have spread throughout town of the Manticore attack. Perhaps some people heard from, your presence isn't exactly all that reassuring now that the people have a suspicion what's going on. So eventually, you were hired to come over to Mr. Whiston's house directly. Ooh.
Let's kill him.
I think this is his house. He owns like a little patch of land behind his house where like a bunch of cool trees grow. He grows his own crop. Isn't he just a cool guy?
I don't see what you're showing.
Listen. It's this L-shaped house.
I mean, I'm
On
still
the-
on the
on the
combat
same map.
just need to refresh.
No, people can't see the map. I hate it.
I'm gonna refresh as well. I'm still at the battle map.
The point
Fucking
is
Subcat.
that you are guided over to the speaker's house. The map doesn't matter. I wave my hand dramatically. It doesn't matter. What does
Nothing
matter?
really matters.
What matters is that you are gathered in the sitting room of the speaker's house. The person who owns the old bridge inn where you've been staying for the last few days is there. Who's been letting you stay for free, by the way. Primarily because the speaker's like, I'll pay for them. I want them to stay here. Don't money grub them out of the town.
Yeah, rock.
There's also
What?
Dolores Zahn, the lady who owns the livery stable. There's a grumpy man who I don't ever think you ever met him, but his name is Irmal, and I think he's a dwarf, and he's like super. He's like a curmudgeon old Scrooge, if I were to describe him. Here we go. No, he's a hobgoblin. Excuse me. He
Not
owns a
that
warehouse. If you want the long and short of it, he owns a space where merchants can store their stuff while they are waiting for the best time to go on the road. So, you know, it's like, hey, I got stuff. The weather's bad. I'll stay here a couple days.
Good for him.
There's also Whiston here and 2 guards. And apparently these people are the town council. They're like the people that convene over everything that happens in town.
Did the guards look exactly like monastery?
The guards do not look exactly like monastery. Thank you. The second that any one of you steps within like earshot of the conversation and they see you standing in the doorway, Whiston immediately stands up from his specialized chair because he has a weird body shape. We all know why we're here. In a matter of days, we're going to have an army of hobgoblins and monsters, and apparently 3-headed monstrosities at our doorsteps. So, what do we do? Are we going to fight? Are we going to? We could try diplomacy. We can always see if perhaps they can be persuaded with some polite conversation. Or maybe we'd have to flee down. But that's just a little extreme. We could do nothing and just see what happens. Maybe they'll be nice.
Yes, we are going to rest.
You
Not-
just
not
woke up.
rest as in, like, not rest as in like take a nap. The place rest with an H.
You're leaving
with
town
an
now of all times? We could use you as a bargaining chip in the negotiations.
We have delayed their approach to your city by ruining your trade bridge.
we
I'm
have-
sorry, by ruining the bridge.
We have a very limited window to actually try and sabotage this army to some extent, and cutting off their supply of troops is probably a good call. But we can't do
Because-
that and stay here at the same time. If we stay here, we're just going to get overrun with everyone else.
A dog person, to best you can tell, very pale, like bluish, icy fur. Kind of like a husky, but imagine more blue.
Oh.
Delora speaks up, the one who owns the livery stable. You know, and she gets up, and you can tell that she's a broad figure, clearly a retired adventurer, considering those shoulders could carry the whole team. People don't gather armies because they want to have a polite conversation or start trade negotiations. They gather an army because they want to take whatever they can and make off like bandits. If anyone here would like to take offense to that, now's the time. I say that we flee and go to Brindle. If we want to fight, our best odds are to go to Brindle. They have a wall. They have a standing army. Immoral immediately gets up and it's like, no. If we're doing anything, we're gonna stay and fight. I'm not leaving behind all this stuff. I've worked my whole life to build up my fortune, and I'm not leaving it behind just because a few hobgoblins who think they can just march on in can do anything. They're just hobgoblins. What's the worst they could do?
Few
They're not
thousand
just
hobgoblins with
thousands.
ogres and dragons.
Well, then you take care of
And
those, and we'll take care of the hobgoblins.
There's only 4 of us. We can't take on that many monsters.
People, technically.
Not with that attitude, no. I thought you're adventurers. You're supposed to solve any problem that people give you, right? That's how it works?
Yeah, but we have to be alive in order to do that.
Unless you know.
Well, you're alive now.
I love this guy so much. Okay, how about we help you move the forge and then establish it there?
No. This is
temporarily until we clean it up?
someone else. This is not the guy who owns the fort. Says Moreland. This is Eor Morel.
Yeah.
Eormill.
Our
Can we
boy.
raise our doors? Dwarves?
No, it's a hobgoblin. This Eormill is a hobgoblin who owns a warehouse, as in he stores goods in there for people.
Oh, that boy. Oh, okay.
In the meantime,
Oh.
another person steps up, which is the person who owns it's the kobold that owns the place you were staying at, Kellen Shadowbanks. Now, I know they want treasure, right? You say they just want to take things. Well, we'll just give them some.
Mm-hmm.
We just take out a couple of nice pretties that'll look nice and pretty, and then we'll just let them through, and they won't look back at us. We're just a small village. What do we have to offer? We'll just give them the best of what we got, and they'll leave us alone.
I'm pretty sure these guys aren't after like riches; they're after destruction. Like following the whims of Tiamat probably means they're just gonna slash and burn.
And a few shinies are not enough to deter an army.
The captain of the guard is also here, Sorana, but she doesn't seem to have any opinion. She's very clearly like, I'm gonna have to do whatever comes out of this, and I can't voice my opinion as a result of that. Whiston, on the other hand, keeps trying to calm everyone down. Like, we should try to talk this out. Maybe while we're talking, while we're having that chat, we could evacuate maybe a few, just a couple, just like the elderly and the kids. You know, the ones that take a while to, in case it probably won't. In case it escalates.
Can you contact other settlements to send you troops here?
Serona pipes up. You mean like Brindle? There aren't many places around. I guess the Hammerfist holds have no
All of
loyalties
them.
to us.
If this army passes to Drellin's ferry, all of them are in danger, not just the nearby ones.
To be fair, most of the other villages down the line are reliant on us to sort of bulwark out most things, or reliant on Brindle's armies. Our militia is very much cobbled together from recent events more than anything. They don't even have a militia ready to go.
So
I'm
you
thinking,
can't
I'm
fight
thinking
it.
also Brindle, also Denovar, Talar, all of them.
Yeah, most of the places along here probably won't have any defenses. They're kind of counting on Brindle and Drellin's Ferry to kind of stop any sort of attacks during the most strategic.
I think we all need to calm down a moment, and then slap. The front door gets slammed open as someone stumbles in. You see two guards go like, "Hey, you can't do it," and she's like, "This woman is ragged. She wears a shoulder tunic. She clearly is a fancy knight, judging by the armor and everything she's wearing. There's a stylized image of a golden lion over her, and the minute the guards realize who she is, they sort of step back. All right, where's the town speaker? Tayani Sura, Lion of Brindle. Where's the town speaker?
Now we're talking.
Rock just points at the town speaker.
Yeah.
She
just kinda
walks
gets
over
middle
to
of
where
it.
you're pointing because I assume you never sat down. You're just standing in the doorway and
Yeah,
having
we're
the
standing.
chat. And she walks through and looks over. All right, in the service of the Lord of Brindle. Part of a patrol sweeping the old rest trail 5 days ago. Ran into a roadblock. Hobgoblins, ogres. They set up a pretty good thing. They were laying adventurers, travelers, anyone who came by. We thought we could take them, but those ogres are big meat. Okay, I'm here to warn everyone of the old rest trail not to go up there. So here I am. All right. So what's going on here? Why is everyone here? Why is everyone here?
Can we get
Can I
get
put it
this lady a
shortly?
chair?
Yeah,
There are,
good news and bad news.
there's bad news. You can
Mostly
sit
bad
down.
news.
All right, hit me up.
There are 3,000 hobgoblins, ogres, dragons, and other shit that's coming to Drellin's Ferry in a day or two, 5 days.
Passing through the Witchwood to the north.
Oh.
And we're trying to figure out a way so that we don't all die.
But how you doing?
Yeah. So how's your day been?
Hi, how are you?
So you saw an army coming from north, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we knocked down Skullgorge.
Fought a few of them, dismantled the bridge so that they're going to
Kill
take a
the
little while
dragon.
longer to get here.
I don't know if we can
Killed one
take
of the
this right
generals.
now. Okay.
And-
Okay.
Us too, honey.
Do you have
Yeah.
any information that I should give? Because I need to go back to Brindle with this. And I need to bring
send
anything that's useful with me.
to send all their troops here because if this falls, everyone falls.
I don't think you understand. The army can't get here before whatever army you saw is here.
Yeah, it's going to take quite a few days for them to march all the way
Oh,
from.
that's
Brindle
when we're
here.
ready, which we're not. They're not ready to
Yeah.
muster out right now.
Mm. Then pass the
Jesus
word. Assemble whoever you can
I guess
within the
everyone
walls.
falls at their doorsteps then.
Yeah, our best bet is to send everyone there rather than stay here.
The walls of Brindle
Mm.
are going to hold up a hell of a lot better than this.
Yeah.
Then we abandon ship.
Can I do with anything else? Because I need to go immediately. This can't wait. What do you have?
How many refugees can Brindle take?
They worship Tiamat. They're led by a guy named Khan.
Jenkins?
There's a breeding ground in Rest. Can,
Yeah,
can we
that
show
would
this
explain
lady
the-
the map?
Yeah.
You show her the
Like,
map.
at least show her.
Cool. Well, at this point, you probably provided like the long and short of what you saw, like the ogres, the dragons, and everything.
Yeah.
She asks if she can take the map, but if she can't, she'll just try to memorize the best you can.
Can we copy it?
As I said, she'll make a copy. Like,
Yeah. We can make a quick little.
Do you know maybe how many refugees can Brindle take?
I don't think we have the. I can speak for what the Lord is going to do.
Your opinion. I'm not gonna think of it as an actual number.
We'll take whoever we can. If we only have to hold out for an army, then again, I have no idea what we're capable of doing. Quick note: I do want to give you the name of the Lord because it's just important information to have. See if I can find this mother clucker.
Hell yeah.
Why is he not on this list? Why is he not in my list of people who are allies? Okay, cool. I'll find him somewhere in the back. In the section where the game says, okay, how good did you do? There we go. Here we go. Lord Yarmouth.
Jarmuth?
Yarmouth. Let me give you the name in writing. That way you can't get it wrong.
Oh, do not underestimate our power.
Yarma.
Yarmouth is Lord of Brindle.
Okay.
Hell
So-
yeah.
You were planning to do what? Because I'm sorry, I'm just taking 5 seconds to take every minute. What were you doing again? You were going out to rest, was it?
First plan was
Yeah.
destroying the bridge, so they don't attack today, so they attack a bit later, so we delayed them a bit. The next bit of the plan is try to disassemble their armies by destroying their allies, so we're
Who-
going to rest.
Who are you that you are given this mission?
Random
Just a
adventurers that got lost here.
Lovely, we got mercenary.
A messenger on behalf of Saren Ray.
I'm going to take
Yeah,
this
no,
in.
we're straight.
I will accept mercenary tack.
I'm going to make this as short and simple as I can. One, you do not have the official support of Brindle with this, which is to say that if you're on your own out there. But
Yeah,
if by
okay.
some sheer point of luck you manage to pull this one off, I'll be sure to tell Lord Yarmouth who those people were. Because I think we're in for a moment where either the whole Vale is going to be a burning pile of ash, or we're going to have to carve out a lot of graves and remember a lot of good people.
It's gonna be messy.
I
We
gotta
killed the
go.
dragon.
I
does
need a
that
fresh
count?
horse. And then the derelict's like, oh, sure, I'll take your old one. It's fair
I
trade.
need fresh shot. This one's gone stale.
No, it's exhausted from running all the way over here. You know how the Romans
all
used to do it? They had like
moldy.
horses at every way station. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, but I like a specific horse.
And as she said, she does not waste time. She's just like, I gotta go. March,
Yeah.
march.
Bye.
Time is of the essence.
Oh, cool. I forgot. I get to tally some. I gotta tally important points to see how bad shit goes at the end.
Great.
Do we think
love
that we
that
should
for us.
actually send people with Darren's ferry away? If we won't be
So
able
what are
to stop
yeah?
this in
What
time?
are you gonna stick with? What is gonna be the plan?
I think the best plan is to just round everyone up and have the guard basically march them back to Brindle. That's the
Everyone
safest place.
emptying the
for-
city?
while
Yeah.
also making sure to make whatever they leave after is not usable. Maybe not completely like scorched earth
Burn it
tactics, but
all. Do the Russians.
but at least like utilize,
Well,
any natural stuff.
so
Roll rocks.
the thing is, they're not farmers. These hobgoblins probably. So if you just
Mhm.
empty out your storehouses and burn everything that you can't take
Yeah.
with you, then yeah.
So yeah, that sort of thing.
Do it like the
Oh,
Russians.
moron.
Also, if they do have to spend time harvesting crops that are still growing, that would actually slow them down more than starving would.
Mm,
I think
well,
taking out the ferry system that you have over the river would probably slow them down to a
Yeah.
decent amount,
Okay,
because
yeah,
then that's another big
take out
river
the
they have to cross.
boats.
while I like your gumption, someone here has to roll me diplomacy because you're
I
asking a lot.
I can.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I want to
What the?
destroy this thing that your town is literally known for?
You can rebuild
You
that,
can
honey.
rebuild it.
We can't rebuild being dead.
Go
Unless
ahead.
you want to hang out with the Ghost Lord. Do you want to hang out with the
Rocks
Ghost Lord?
suffer.
Oh,
Luckily, Monastery is, despite being a bug, very diplomatic and manages to convince at least the captain of the guard, who's the executor, and she just goes, okay, I think I get what we're going to do. Wiston, you're too indecisive. I'm assuming martial control.
ooh.
Cool. Get him.
Until the situation has been resolved, Winston, I recommend that you take a back seat. All right, we're going to burn down Drellin's Ferry or anything that they could use, and we're going to make this work. I say that you guys immediately head off to rest and take care of as much as you can. Right now, what we need to do is make sure that they are as weak as possible before they arrive at the gates. Taking care of their ghost army or whatever you can along the way, fantastic. Kill any dragons because you happen to stumble across them, fantastic. Because right now, the best thing we can do against an army is to stand together at a fortified location and take them on at once.
Precisely.
I love this lady. You go, girl.
As mentioned, I have no dreams that all of us are going to be alive at the end to see this through.
Yeah, fair.
So this might be the last time we see each other.
Also fair.
And I'm honestly kind of terrified of seeing this town empty and abandoned, everything taken with us. But I think,
There's a.
but I want you to know one thing. No matter what happens at the end of this, no matter where we end up, no matter how good this goes, you have done far more than this speaker could have asked for, or was willing to pay for. The fact that you were willing to take the initiative on rest without us even asking or offering payment, it is inspiring.
If we don't, this whole place is done for. So, at worst, we die doing something good.
May Sarenrae guide your light. And she walks
And
off,
yours.
wanting to immediately just get to this. Earwormel is like, he's a giant grouch. She's like,
What
you
about
can't
our
do that,
pay?
meh.
What about our pay?
We're not.
You're not
Shush,
getting paid.
we'll talk about that when we're done saving the world.
Um,
The job.
did
the
you
job
forget
is
that there's
still
an
going.
Did you forget that there's an experienced adventurer who like chimes in? Dolores like, listen, if you guys are gonna take on an army, odds are you're gonna beat up whoever's in charge. And I'm pretty sure that the king of an army has a lot of good stuff. So, additionally, if you make it through alive, doesn't a lord owe you like a favor? You could do a
Yeah.
lot with a lord's favor.
They're gonna run away to rescue for us fast. Yes.
I'm just saying, if you don't ask for payment now, you'll look all the more generous when you ask for all the money they got in the end.
That's true.
They wouldn't have it without you.
Mon-
Anyway,
Also, they're gonna
grumbling.
need it more than we will.
I gotta get up and get my horses all set up to carry some carts, and also drag
Can
a
we get-
little grumpy old Yamoro here over the ground since he's not gonna move his own feet.
You might
Can we
want to
get
time
fresh
up.
corpses? Can we get fresh horses? Fuck, for fuck's sake. Can we get
Jesus.
fresh horses?
Yeah, but I'm gonna need payment for that.
Yeah, no worries. We can definitely afford to.
You know what?
Pay,
How about this? I've been looking for something cool to hang from my livery for a while. So if you guys stumble across something that like a cool dragon head or something you could stuff or embalm, I don't
we'll
know.
bring you a dragon head.
If you could bring me something cool for my livery stable, how about we consider that the payment? I'd love a good memory over proper coin at this moment, because money doesn't feed anyone.
Okay, but do you prefer skulls or actual.
I just wanted to look. I just wanted to grab attention. Get those eyes.
I don't know how good I am at taxidermy, but
That's
We'll
Good
figure it
try.
out. We'll figure it out. You have a doctor here. I can whip up some formaldehyde and a barrel. We can figure it out later.
just a barrel of formaldehyde that we're lugging around.
Like a dragon's
Hey.
head schnapps. We just preserved the
Hey.
dragon head in booze. Yes.
Hey, I know that you're all saying this, but wasn't Terrelton like a village fits stuffed to the brim with tanneries?
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
the
This
really
is also
stinky
true.
town, Stink
Oh, I love
Village.
this.
Big stinky.
We'll be able to make use of that, definitely.
All right, kids. Next time, it's time to head up to rest. Let's see how long that will take. Boom, 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 boom. This is pretty generous. Assuming that you're not gonna run into anything along the way. Oof, oof. So it's 200 miles. Let's see what overland travel looks like. In 2E. I don't know that too well out of my top of my head. I kind of know it for. No, I don't know it for the other one. Wait. Travel.
Text.
I like that there's an action just called travel. Exploration, fatigue, choosing your tool. I'm just looking for like taking fucking steps, man. Is it on the? Ooh,
What
maybe
does
it's over here.
What does your Fitbit say?
Oh, here we go. Travel speed is on the GM screen. Let's say that you get a horse. You get some good horses. Adventuring gear. Are horses on here? No, no.
A horse is part of the family.
Horse. Show me the horse.
Are
Equipment.
direwolves faster?
If you can listen, this lady sells horses, not whatever that is. I'll appreciate your go get 'em attitude, but people don't sell what they don't have.
Does she have a menagerie? Can we just pick an animal?
Okay, so a war horse. Okay, riding horse is 40 feet. It can also gallop, which gives it a little extra. So we're gonna be generous with this estimation. 40 foot means every day they can travel 32. So we'll say that that's like 40-ish. You could do it in like a week. You could get to rest in a couple of days. Man, that's like a huge distance. You could just travel just like that. Well, you heard it. It's time to get over to rest and see what the deal is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
If things are going the way they usually go, you're gonna fight a dragon, a small army, and then you've got to blow something up.
And we gotta do it in the dumbest possible ways.
In water.
Well, at least we're well prepared.
They were just gonna blow up Lake Rest and that's it.
I personally just like the idea of every single dungeon. It's like you gotta go in, you're gonna have to fight a dragon, you're gonna fight a small army of idiots, and then you have to blow the place up.
As you
It's
do.
like you find the Ghost Lord and you have like, listen, Ghost Lord, we have your contract. We control you now. And he's like, God damn it, we gotta blow up your place first. Like, why?
Because
What do
we
you
gotta,
think this is?
we gotta
Dungeons
kill your
and
undead
Dragons?
dragon. We gotta
These are
kill your
real
undead
marble
dragon.
counters.
This is my mahogany desk. I can't move it anymore. It's dimensionally
I've been
anchored here.
I've been working on the Pinterest board for this place for the last 4 years of uni, and now that I finally have a job, you come in here.
Oh my
The Pinterest board.
Got all
Ye
these
old
new
Pinterest board.
succulents for my windowsill.
Yeah,
By the time
like-
we get to them, they're actually gonna be a Tumblr person.
like by the time we get there, Ghost Lord is gonna be like, but no, but I'm in the middle of my snake plant propagation. Do this.
You have any idea how much I care for my moss rock?
Oh my god.
And it's not like a small one like in Lejar or anything. It's like this huge boulder. I grew him for so long.
And can I just take my Marimo ball with me? Like he's a friend.
The moss ball is just like an animate construct that rolls
Yes.
around.
It just wobbles
actual
whenever it
pet.
talks to you, going like, baby.
Yeah,
Baby.
baby, it's round.
I love this for
It's
us.
just this fucking rolling around. Anyway, kids, guess what? According to the module I'm using, you're now in part 2.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, we didn't.
Did we get
Oh, we
experience for
didn't.
talking to people?
Well, I want to say no, but
Perception.
I know that this section specifically mentions that if you manage to convince them to do the smart thing, you get points for it.
Oh, wow.
So everyone gets a bonus hero point because you completed a major objective, which is beat the book, and you get 80 experience points for it.
Yeah.
Good for us.
80 experience. That's 600 and...
65.
Thank you.
Also, you get an extra bonus hero point, and you'll get one at the start of the next session. So don't forget to spend them. You don't get more than 3.
Wow.
We'll be fully charged next time so we can do some wild shit.
You're gonna
As
see what
we
that
always
roadblock's
do.
all about. Let's see if you guys are better than the supposed elite guard of Brindle.
Probably.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that goes for us.
Yeah.
Will we
Oh
though?
no, but we're making a shield right now. We should wait here in the city for the shield to be done then, though.
I mean, yeah, we'd swing by in the morning and try to pick it up.
It's probably not
If
gonna be
not-
done by then.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if the Shieldmaker survives, we can just, like, get it in Brindle.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen a dwarf that makes shields? And I was like, yeah, we know 6.
And you're standing in like the blacksmithing district. I was like, who?
Which one?
No, everyone there looks at you, even the ones that aren't dwarves, because it's like their marketing gimmick.
Did that request divine
they're
help
on their
with the level
knees.
up stuff?
They're on their knees
Wait.
on the floor with the knees in the shoes. I'm a dwarf
Yeah, I'm
as
sure.
well.
Anyway,
Sure,
kids.
Saf can come.
Anyway, kids. Next time, roadblocks, water. You're gonna find out what the Tirikitor are all about. Maybe you'll get a giant owl. Wouldn't that be something?
Hell yeah.
Can we ride the flying arrow? Flying arrow?
No, it's just gonna
No,
peck at you. It's just gonna be like, "Where's my food, bitch?
Bish.
Boss friend?
Binch?
Boss?
Where's my meal?"
Boss, would it be okay to, like, poke you later or whatever to just double check the leveling up stuff
Sure.
that I missed?
We can take care of
Thank
it.
you.
We can take care of it when the session's over, which is now.
Hell